Hello and welcome to Anime Dumpster Dive, where we go in-depth on an anime that's been considered trash by pretty much anybody. I am your host and Ashikabi, Jake H. I am joined by my co-host and state alchemist, DJ,
That's me.
and my other co-host and Super Saiyan, Anthony.
Oh, shit.
That's bullshit. Anthony gets to be a Super Saiyan.
Well, what can I say? You know, this definitely wasn't my, fourth time trying to come up with something? So, guys, the anime that we're going to talk about this week has a lot of death in it. So to give the viewers a more in-depth look into some anime that we enjoy and how we are as anime watchers, DJ, how about you start us off with some of your either favorite deaths or most emotional deaths in anime?
Sorry, I was doing a face in the camera.
I saw
that you guys can't see. I like Krillin because Krillin leads to the Super Saiyan transformation, so that's a big deal. But as far as surprising deaths, there's this one anime. It's an older anime. It's a very popular anime where there's this character that's like very happy, he's a go-getter. He encourages everyone to doing their best job all the time. He's always cheering everybody on. He's like the cool guy, and this motherfucker dies out of nowhere. And it hits you. It gets you.
I know what you're talking about. I know the exact show you're talking about.
That one.
That one?
Show. I don't want to spoil it because I'm pretty sure Anthony hasn't seen this anime.
Yep.
I have not, apparently. I don't know.
You have not? All right,
yeah,
Anthony,
that's all I got.
All right, Anthony, how about you?
The first time that Rin dies in ReZero.
You mean Rem?
I mean, Rem. Yep. The first time
Who's
that Rem
Rem?
dies in ReZero. Yep. Because they layer that so well. Like, she dies, and then after that, they have the scene of them on the balcony. That just breaks your heart.
Who's Rem?
And then that happens.
The Who's Rem sequence. All right.
Way to spoil ReZero for everyone, Anthony.
I didn't mean to.
You put a spoiler tag at the beginning for ReZero.
I'm going to have to.
I'm just kidding.
You piece of shit.
Hey, come on. If you're watching an anime podcast, you gotta know. We're watching anime. We know all about it.
You know Krillin's gonna die. That's a given.
I'm pretty sure anyone who was alive in the 90s knows that Krillin dies. They don't know who Krillin is.
Here, motherfucker. I said when Krillin dies, if you are about to watch Dragon Ball Z, he's already died once already. So I could have been talking about that one. I didn't even spoil Dragon Ball Z for anybody. I'm talking about when the lizard kicked him in the head.
Kicks him in the head and he dies.
From the lizard kick.
Yeah.
Freaking the King Piccolo arc led to a lot of deaths.
Yes, it did.
Master Roshi and Chaozu both died.
Yeah. Spoiler tag for Dragon Ball.
All right, so
if you haven't watched Dragon Ball yet, just skip the Banshu fan episodes. Skip them. Just fucking skip them.
Those are the
They're
good ones.
bullshit.
Those are the good ones.
They're bullshit.
all right, so I guess some deaths for me that are pretty memorable. Going off the same show as DJ, DJ said later in the show, much later in the show, that there's this character who plays kind of a minimal part in the first arc, but in the second arc, he's slowly getting pushed into this role as he was kind of like this goof joke character in the first arc, and so in the second arc, he kind of gets pushed into this leadership role, and he starts comparing himself to the character that DJ has mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like, you know what? He made that sacrifice, and I'm gonna have to do that too. And he does it, and it's so heart-wrenching because he's
Kill that fucking guy too.
Yep, he's such a badass about it, and you're like, oh my god. And so I I will watch that scene on days where I'm just feeling you know what, I wanna feel pumped because it pumps me up and it bums me out at the same time.
I like the first one because it's so out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, that first one.
You're like,
hits you with a
what?
surprise.
What?
Because you're like,
What?
this guy's a main character. Well,
No, he's not,
no, he's
idiot.
not. He's on
That's
the
the
cover
perfect-
art of everything.
Yeah, he is. It's like the Red Wedding, for sure.
Ooh, don't compare that. That was
It is. It's out of nowhere. Didn't your dad throw the book across the room when the Red Wedding happened?
Yes, yeah. Like when he was reading he was reading Game of Thrones or whatever book that one was in Song of Ice and Fire. He just, I think I'm done with this series.
No one is safe.
Yeah, so that's definitely one of my favorite. I really enjoy the types of shows where death can kind of hit anybody, but not like the show that we're talking about this week.
What
Man.
show is that, asshole? What show,
What show is
that?
The anime that we watched for this podcast was King's Game, the animation. So,
Yeah. Why is it called the animation?
because it's well, get this, it started out as a novel, which then got adapted into a manga, which then got adapted again to a different manga, and then we got the show, the animation. So that's how come it's called the animation, because there's King's Game, the manga, and then King's Game, the animation, and then King's Game, the novel. So there's just...
Gotcha.
All right, so I'll do our little intro, and we'll go into spoiler-free first thoughts, first impressions. Nobuaki Kanazawa is a troubled high school student who has just transferred to a new school. Not too long after, he and his class receive text messages from someone called the King. The class must follow the King's orders or be punished. Nobuaki has a secret, though. He has already played a King's Game and won. Can he and his new class work together to survive and defeat the King? Or will they succumb to their primal instincts and turn on each other? Let's dive on into King's Game, the animation. So this is based off the cell phone novel, which is literature meant to be read on your cell phone. Yeah, it's a Japanese thing.
Yeah.
Based on a cell phone novel of the same name, written by Nobuaki Kanazawa. Yes, the author named the main character after himself.
That's very creepy pasta-esque.
Yeah.
Like the bad ones.
This was made by Studio 7, who have made anime such as My Wife is the Student Council President, and I Can't Understand What My Husband is Saying. Both which are 15-minute long slice of life anime. They have also made hentai such as Rants 01 and Bakuan Otu Shibacho Zo, the animation. That one's about a guy who has 4 older sisters who find a bunch of lolly stuff in his bag, and they're like, oh no, our brother's gonna become a pedophile. We have to have sex with him to make him not. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
What?
Yeah. Trust
What?
me. Yeah.
Foreshadowing?
Well, I mean, how other way are you gonna
Episode 5? Episode 5?
How other way are you gonna not make him a pedophile without
Exactly.
fucking him into shape?
So this is directed by Nororoshi Sasaki, who directed My Wife is a Student Council President Plus, which is the second season of that anime. So this guy directed 15-minute episodic slice of life shorts, and then this.
That's
So,
it?
I feel like that explains a lot about this and how it's just weird. DJ, do you want to get us started on your first impressions on this?
Oh, spoiler-free review?
Spoiler-free, yeah, I guess, not a
right.
review.
I'm gonna compare this anime to 2 things. One of them is Happy Tree Friends.
Okay.
The other one is the Saw movies.
Oh.
So this anime is similar to Happy Tree Friends in the fact that they kind of just undiscretionally kill stuff for no reason. Happy Tree Friends is an animated cartoon, if you haven't seen it, where there's a bunch of cute little animals and they murder them. Viscerally, horribly murder them. And they can get away with it because it's animated. And it's similar to this anime. They get away with a lot of the horrible murders because it's animated. Where this anime fails and Happy Tree Friends succeeds is that Happy Tree Friends knows that it's a cartoon that people watch because they want to watch cute things and little stuff get murdered, right? They just want that's it. That's all it is. There's no storyline. It's just they're here they are, they're cute, and now there's a fucking wood grinder that we're throwing them into. Like that's it, right? This anime definitely tries to have a storyline, and it fails in that regard. But it succeeds in the watching teenagers die regard.
It does.
Like sometimes bad horror movies are great just because the teenagers all die in the horror movie, right? And then Saw, on the other hand, Saw can sometimes be a little much because it's real people that are dying.
Uh-huh.
So I think this anime succeeds because it's all animated. So I laughed like at every death. I was like, oh, look at that fucking guy. Oh, fuck. Right? Whereas in Saw, sometimes I'm like, ooh.
You kind of look away. You're like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that happen.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's too much. Yeah, because it's live actors.
Yeah, you don't really look away from here.
Saw does succeed in having a storyline, and it tries to send a message way better than this anime does. This anime tries to send a message too, but Saw does a way better job of doing it. And Saw is not that fucking good. So if Saw does a better job of having a storyline than you're not. But man, is it? I laughed the whole way through. I thought it was fucking hilarious. The whole anime. If you want to get together with your boys and watch some teenagers die, and you love anime, man, is this the right shit for you? Because you don't have to pay attention. There's no story. It's just teenagers dying. That's all. That's all that happens. You don't have to pay attention at all. Just wait for the next teenager to die. There you go. That's all.
See how many drinks you can get in before the next teenager dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, Anthony, how about you?
Very similarly, I wrote on a couple of my episodic notes, am I a bad person because I laughed?
Fucking hilarious. No, you're not.
And I mean, I'm glad that I wasn't the only one. When it comes down to this particular show, I was having so much fun just absolutely ripping it apart. I think I sent you a text and I sent Jake a text and said, I don't know about you, but I shouldn't be having this much fun literally tearing this anime apart. And I cannot stress enough to support DJ's statement. If you go into this anime thinking that it is going to be something serious, that it is going to tug on your heartstrings, and that you are sitting down for the long haul for something that's going to really, really wrap you into the story, buddy, do not watch this anime. Do not watch this anime at all, because if you go into that mentality and you watch this entire anime, you're going to hate it. But if you go into it and say, you know what, this is a romantic comedy, and I think that it was super successful, and, I'm excited to delve deeper.
Okay. For me, I watched this anime while it was airing. And no one recommended it to me. I didn't see the threads on Reddit and go, okay, people are talking about this. No, I was on Crunchyroll and I read the synopsis. And I said, wow, this is just edgy enough for me to watch. Like, this is some Maximum Edge. I love me some Future Diary, some another type Edge. I'm gonna love this. And then I watched it. And I watched all of it. And it wasn't that. And it wasn't that type of Edge. It was attempted shock factor and and attempted storyline with an attempted twist that made me furious. I will
really a twist.
Well, no, it's an attempted twist. That's why attempted twist on episode 6 of this show is my all-time most hated episode of anything, and that includes episode 4 of Demon King Daimo.
Is that the one where she jerks herself off in the bathtub?
Yeah, no, that's the one where the snail gets a hold of her.
That's the one where the show just takes a 180.
That's the one where the snail gets a hold of her and starts doing start diddling.
Yeah, so episode 6 of the show just made me so furious, and then I just sat there and hated. The first episode of the show, as I was watching it, I was like, oh well, this is going to be interesting, and then it just, oh my gosh, I saw no redeeming quality to it in my first watch through, and then I watched it again, and we watched the English dub of it, which is available on Funimation now, and yeah, I don't think I can talk about it without going into spoilers.
That who's the protagonist? Who voices the protagonist?
I was going to look it up. I'm pretty sure though that Naoya.
That's Musubi.
No, that's Chiyumi.
That's Chibi.
Musubi's in it.
Chiyumi.
Yes, Musubi is in it. I know, because
her.
all of my notes, whenever she's on screen, I say Musubi.
Yeah, just so you know, guys, I don't. If you guys have been listening to this podcast, I don't memorize any of their fucking names. I'm gonna call that chick Musubi for the rest of the interview.
All right, so let's actually
wait until we get in. Throw up the spoiler tag. I'm gonna tell you all of the names that I have for these.
Hold
guys.
on, no spoiler tag yet because we haven't gotten into at least our main character. What did you guys think of Nobuaki?
He's just your typical fucking shitty main character.
Yep.
I think he's shittier than your typical
He's
shitty main character.
He's like a little edgy. He's like, I'm so cool, but he's not really that cool.
No.
He's he cries a lot.
Yeah, seriously, and like his tonal changes are just, they throw you for a fucking loop. Like,
that's true.
Like out of nowhere, he's like super confident, and then he stops and he's like, I can't do this.
That's when it gets funny. Is when he's crying and he says he can't handle it anymore, and he's like mentally broken. That's when it gets the most funny. The anime.
When we talked about Uromanga Sensei, I said that you can cut the main character out of that and put him in anything, and he'll make it boring. That's what I feel like Nobuaki is that character cut and pasted into this, and he's boring, and everyone believes in him when they absolutely should not.
Yeah, I agree with
that. I mean, those people didn't have much to believe in, so I guess you could believe in that dick guy that has no hope for you. He's at least something.
There's his best friend in the first King's game, Naoya, who I'm pretty sure is voiced by Dean Venture.
Is that Bazonga's guy?
Oh,
yeah, it is Bazonga's guy.
Yeah, that's Bazonga's guy.
I took a note about that.
His name's Bazonga.
So did I. I was like, is this anime supposed to be serious? Because that was way out of place.
That's his name's Bazongas.
His name's Bazongas.
I don't know.
Then there's Musubi, or as her character or actual name is Chimi, which is his girlfriend, who is in the first King's game.
That for her, only the
awesome.
person who successfully, the anime made me successfully care about for just a second.
I agree.
Wasn't in the regard of like, oh no, don't get her. It was more in a like, well, that's not fair regard, but still.
Okay, well, all right. The second King's game that we experience in the show doesn't really have like that. Like, I feel like they just started throwing characters in to be like, hey, Nobuaki needs a supporting cast, and then like the only one I'd say even worth introducing is Riona, who is like his supporter, like who is like his sidekick for like the last 3-4 episodes.
You're forgetting somebody, Jake.
Tall Jock?
Are you talking about
Chad?
Are you talking about
Chad?
Are you talking about Kenta?
You're forgetting about Chad.
Dude, okay, no,
Best scene of the anime is when he walks up.
Oh
my
God!
What's going on here? What's going on here?
Best scene of the anime is when he walks up to Nobuaki. He goes, "I gotcha, bro," and Nobuaki goes, "Thanks, man." And I'm like, "Oh my god."
Or no, the best scene of the anime is when that kid gets decapitated and then she kicks his head.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, fuck, that's a spoiler.
Yep. Sorry, I didn't say who.
Yeah,
somebody gets decapitated. Another girl kicks his head. It's great.
So we'll. Okay, Kenta.
You forgot about the ghost and In Excess. There's lots of people.
Well, no, I mean people worth talking about in our spoiler-free parts.
In the first anime, the ghost.
MVP.
Oh yeah, spoiler free. There's a ghost in the first one. She's a ghost, and then there's In Kid. But me telling you why his name is In Kid is kind of a spoiler.
Well, Kenta, I guess, is like, I don't know. We'll go into spoilers on it. I feel Kenta's character got screwed. I feel like Chad got screwed.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty chatty.
He's pretty chatty. All right.
Yes.
So, all right, I'll go ahead and I'll throw up the spoiler tag now. And let's
fucking do it.
fucking go into King's Game. All right, so the first episode we start out with the fucking track race.
Oh yeah. I didn't take any notes at all during the opening couple of sequences, just because like I was like, yeah, I guess that's one way to act in front of people trying to be overly friendly, like when Nobu has this gigantic freak out about these guys, like, get the fuck away from me. Like, there was no context behind that absolutely at all. But I do agree, when you're trying to be friendly with somebody and somebody says politely, leave me alone, I don't think I'm going to press my friendship any further.
The only thing I've gotten from like these shows that we've watched is that in Japan, the new kid in high school is like the new kid in kindergarten, where everyone's like, I gotta rush the new kid, be friends with him. And it happens in high school, apparently, there.
I won't be a new kid in Japan.
But
no, you don't.
My biggest note from those first episodes, that's the same roof in every anime. Every school of every anime has the same rooftop.
Why? With the staircase with the singular, like, intro.
The singular box thing that goes in, and then there's the fucking pole fence around the roof. Every anime ever made that ever goes on a high school roof, it's the same one.
Oh, yeah.
Even in this anime, later, they're on the roof of a different school, and it's the same roof. In this anime.
That's hilarious.
Has two high school roofs, and they're the same.
Something that continued to make me angry about this is that, so everyone is trying to go up to him and talk to him, and he's being like a prick about it. He's like, I don't want to talk. And he starts screaming at people and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then the King's Game, and then they get the first order, and it's like Natsuko and Nobuaki have to kiss. Natsuko is I guess we could have talked about Natsuko. Natsuko is this girl in Nobuaki's class who clearly has like a thing for him, like, or so we're led to believe from like her interactions with him. And so they have to kiss, and then everyone's like, "Oh, Natsuko, Nobuaki, you sent this, huh, Nobuaki? Blah blah blah." And then Nobuaki goes, "No, if we don't do this, we'll die." And then everyone gets pissed off at him, like, "Oh, really?"
He's like, "That's not funny."
I'm like, "Now is the time you guys are pissed off at him? Now?
Oh yeah,
not the him yelling at you guys to leave him the fuck alone. All right, whatever, fuck it."
Yeah, right.
And so Natsuko and Nobuaki eventually kiss, which then kills like 10 of their classmates because they all get an order not to fall asleep, which is bullshit.
Does that doesn't happen in the first episode, does it?
That does happen in the first episode.
Yeah, it does, because they were all going to meet on the basketball courts. That is fucking...
I was watching this, I'm like, oh shit, this is popping off. Those people just died?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, King's getting the fucking business already, holy shit. I thought it was going to be like, kiss. Okay, now you got to touch her butt. And then everyone was going to, like, succeed for a while before somebody died? No.
Yeah.
No, right, it's just like, oh, 8 down, motherfuckers. It's like, what?
Yeah, like a bunch of kids die because they all were asleep at midnight.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like,
One of my biggest complaints, and it springs up on you right in the first episode, is that they fuck up on continuity. I say this, that I just don't think that they had a continuity director, like somebody to go through and say, wait a minute, you shouldn't put this here, you should put this here, because they completely disregard that. And within the first episode, there's multiple time jumps, multiple times I have here, like, I have like, time, what's that? Like, they have no transition to these what are they called? Freaking flashbacks. Like, there's no transition to them, and it's so abrupt and jarring. Like, when you're watching it, it made it very hard to watch. And as far as continuity goes, there just wasn't any.
Super confusing. When it cuts from the basketball court to the Bazongas part, I thought that was the next day.
I thought it was too.
I thought it was too.
Oh no! Like the flashbacks in this, the way this show does the two King's games is like watching one show go on pause, and then watching the other show, and then you go back to watching the show you paused while leaving the other show playing.
Yeah.
Because then you come back, and it's like so much shit has happened in that other King's game, and you're like, wait, what? And like Nobuaki's like friends with this computer nerd, and you're like, when did we meet computer guy? And it's like,
It was just
oh,
Is that
computer...
in excess?
No,
computer?
NXS is the Rockstar kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know why it's called In Excess?
Because he hung himself.
Because the lead singer of In Excess hanged himself.
Yeah, I know, because he hung himself.
Oh.
No.
That's episode 2. That's
Yeah,
episode
okay. Yeah, but I mean, just that's how like it is. It's all of a sudden like that. So much stuff happens in that first Kings game that you just come back and you're like, wait a minute, when did we meet these people? Why is this girl so important to Nobuaki? I feel like this. These are some things that should have been explored.
Right, without waiting enough time for the characters to actually be developed so that we actually know their names. I thought having a roster of 30 plus people was ridiculous.
It's two full classes.
Seriously, and that's like I'm supposed to know the names of all of them? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And
Not
then
once do you care about these characters.
No.
Well,
I don't know
there's
if that
that
was
one time, but
I don't know if there was like purposeful, like, or if it was supposed to be dramatic. I honestly couldn't tell the tone of this anime, considering like how over the top that guy's head blowing up, or him getting fucking malaria all over his body.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Ebola. That's what.
So the first episode caps off with Nobuaki gathering like all of the remaining students like in his current class and explaining the King's game yet again, and then the students beat him up, which is like they're like explain, and then one part I wrote, he's like I want you to explain things, and then Nobuaki starts talking, and then he roundhouse kicks Nobaki in the head, and it's like, he was trying to tell you, you asshole.
the explain was a distraction. He never wanted him to explain.
No.
He just needed an open shot for his roundhouse kick.
Distract him quick.
And then as soon, like, and this is another thing that makes me mad, like, because his order was to not, like, do anything violent or whatever.
Is that what it was? I thought it was, crap, I can't even remember what that guy's was.
Yeah, it's like, don't do anything violent. My ass, as soon as I was like, oh, people are dying, I would take out my phone and be like, what did I have to do today?
Yeah. What did they tell me to do?
But no, this guy's like, people are dying? I'm gonna kick your ass. It's like, hey, your thing says don't be violent. Later! And then he gets death from bleeding out or whatever, which causes him to explode.
Right. He gets Ebola.
This motherfucker bleeds out everywhere, has his eyes blow out of his head, and he still has enough energy to
Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing.
No one runs.
Nobody runs. Nobody helps him. Nobody does.
Looks like he's got some deadly fucking virus that's gonna spread and kill them all, and they stand there and they don't run.
This does lead though to, while this is happening, the King's Game OP is playing, and I fucking love the King's Game OP. That's lit as fuck.
100%. I'm gonna wait until episode 3. It was
It's a
so
little
good.
much,
So
but
good. No way.
it's like too metally.
The opening,
but, like, okay.
the opening is the only good thing about this fucking anime. That is it. You know what the best part about it is? When the end credits are rolling on the first episode, they show the whole fucking death scene again.
Yeah, they show him.
I wrote, oh, I get to watch it all over again. Yay.
The thing is, too, it's not this pseudo or even hyper realistic interpretation of it. It's seriously like somebody went into MS Paint and put like red balls all over a character.
I know.
Yeah,
it was shitty. It was done shitty and just extremely over the top.
Jake was talking about them being dumb. He's right. At no point in this anime are the members of either class ever smart or rational at all. No. They're all hysterical and irrational at all times.
No one in this class has any basic survival instinct.
Yeah, they're all fucking Nobuaki the whole way. All of them. They're all dumb. Every decision they make is the wrong, stupid, dumb decision every time, which is perfect. It's perfect. If you were watching smart teenagers die, it wouldn't be as fun. It's
Tucker
like
and Dale?
Yeah, right? It's like, you know, you watch a horror movie where they go to the cabin in the woods and they don't leave immediately, right? Wouldn't that be the...
Let's get in the car and leave.
Yeah, let's get in the car and leave. They don't, because it's not fun watching smart teenagers get murdered.
Yo, I know Trish and Daryl died while having sex, but I'm not letting this kill my buzz. I'm a jet ski.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. those jet skis are sitting out there. I'm gonna go get on the ski, bro. That's these kids in these classes. If not dumber, they're really dumb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then we're led into our second episode where we get to see the guy explode for a third time.
Oh yeah, classic, and the most terrifying panel of all time: a close-up of a cell phone.
Yes.
How scary is that?
It plays scary music at the dumbest times the whole way through the whole series.
Oh yeah.
It's like he's like, my order is to touch your face, and it's like, yeah, and he's like, oh, and it's like, and then somebody gets decapitated. It's great.
After that, people are like, this can't be real, even though they just seriously watched a guy explode. This is something I like is they go into their orders of like, oh, I have to do this, and Natsuko reveals that she has to have sex with haircut guy.
Fuck, what did I call him? Chicken teriyaki.
Beauty school dropout.
Oh yeah, beauty school dropout. I wrote down here, I was like, what if the king is just like, dude, the king is just trying to get some kids laid, man. He's just trying to bro. He's just trying to bro it up.
And then the girl that has the sex with him, her name's Crazy in the Head, Crazy in the Bed.
Oh, and then so then we get to what we talked about. This episode starts us out with the flashbacks.
Fucking
where it just hard cuts to like the around like was it DJ? You said that you thought that the current Kings game that we were watching was going to start out slow, like, oh, you have to kiss, oh, you have to do this. Well, it sounds like Nobuaki's first Kings game went that way, and we're pulled into where things started getting serious, where that girl wouldn't let that guy touch her boob, and so they both died.
Her bazongas.
Her bazongas are safe for another day. Yeah, and so then we get that flashback, and Nobuaki and his friend Naoya are there, and this is where shit starts getting serious, and there's the whole bazongas comment all over again.
It's confusing. It's a confusing jump right there.
Well, yeah,
right.
The flashbacks, we don't even get like a Lost style sound for a flashback.
Yeah, no, it was ridiculous. It's so out of place. Like, that particular comment is so out of place that I don't know. Again, it's the tonal change. It's the tonal changes that they have literally no control over. So,
and right before that, the Ebola guy, the way he dies spoils the twist later. At least for me, immediately.
What do you mean?
I knew that since that guy died, what was going on? Because he just spontaneously gets Ebola. Nobody injects him with Ebola. He just gets Ebola. So immediately I was like, well, there's obviously something is up here. It's something. It's something more than just a king. Obviously,
I think you're misunderstanding the twist, because what you're thinking of makes more sense than what the actual twist is.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense. But immediately I was like, well, this obviously isn't the work of a person, because that just randomly happened. And then with all the hangings too, I was like, if those 8 people just went and hung themselves, there's got to be something up here. It can't be one person. And I think anybody would think that. And it's just like, later they treat it like, huh? It's not a guy we can beat and kill? Huh? It's like, well, fucking course it's not. 8 people hung themselves in one night. You think he did it? You think he went around all their houses and hang them? Is he Santa Claus? No.
Is he Santa Claus? Well, I mean, Nobuaki literally bursts into a dude's room while he's choking himself to death.
Yeah, that was pretty intense too.
No.
That was pretty intense.
The
the show's sense of time with the fucking flashbacks are just ridiculous. If we had some sort of like panel, or even if it cut and gave us the date and the time, like just for one scene, wouldn't it originally flashback?
Let me know how many students are left in that scene.
Exactly.
It's like it cuts in, and it's like, oh, there's so little of us left. And I'm like, how many?
Yeah.
How many are you? What do you mean so little of you? And it's like, and then like 5 people die, and you're like, okay, apparently there wasn't that little of you.
Oh yeah.
Fucking lost 5 of you. Anyway, so
seriously.
Continuing on the episode that we're on, the we're in Nobuaki's thing, and I'm pretty sure teachers don't tell kids when two of their classmates hung themselves. I think you tell kids that. Like, hey, maybe they're just not coming to school anymore.
That's also the only adult that I remember.
Ever. Yep.
Where
any other person?
There's pictures and the body of Natsuko's dad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
about it.
Yep.
Yeah, and so because those two, the Bazongas doesn't let that guy touch her boobs, so they end up dying. And
this scene happens in the classroom. He's about to touch this girl's tits in the classroom. Where's the fucking teacher at?
Right. Well, I'll add on to where the fuck that teacher's at. But like, and so we get the next order, which is for the guy that DJ calls NXS. I don't even write his name. I call him
Daisuke.
I call him Rockstar.
Daisuke.
So Daisuke has to bang this girl, and then that girl has a boyfriend, and he's like, "Don't fucking turn me into a cuck. I'm gonna be so pissed."
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's what he says practically.
And so they everyone's like, oh, it's just a thing, blah, and then they all get an order confirmed, which is alert. Daisuke got fucking laid.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's also the nerd of the class. He's the nerd of the class.
He's the nerd of
on
the
the
class.
long-haired guy's phone, it just said, "You a cuck." Huh?
You just got cucked. And so, then long-haired guy gets the next order, and his order is any order that he gives, someone has to follow as though it was a king's order. And he orders Daisuke to hang himself, and Daisuke's like, no. And he goes, teach you to turn me into a cuck.
That's what happened.
So and the thing is, he laughs about it. He's like, well, it's just a joke. I'm like, dude, two people hung themselves like a day earlier, and that dude banged your girlfriend. Yeah. It's clearly not a joke. You're not joking around.
He's like, no, I was just joking. Of course he's not going to go kill himself. This is just a game. It's like, really? Because two people died, dude.
Two people died, and that guy banged your girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
And your girlfriend is so convinced it's not a game, she banged that guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Then we get introduced to Daisuke's giant fucking rock bracelet.
Oh yeah, right. This is one thing that I actually liked. I liked showing Nobu in this type of situation, and it's actually nice to see a different side of the main character after already being introduced to this groveling weirdo in the first episode.
Yeah, it's nice to see how that he wasn't always that.
Exactly. Like it's nice to see that. However, we still don't know a fucking thing about him. I know that his name is Nobu. And his best friend is he plays guitar, and he wants to be a rock star, and that's his dream.
It was very eye-rolly.
Yeah,
Daisuke has the same dream, but he's more committed to it.
Exactly.
Like, what a douche way to say
what
that.
What an
when
asshole.
They first start talking about guitar, they're like, someone else has the same things that they like as me, the same hobbies as me. What? That's crazy. Let's be best buds forever. It's like, really, dude? You've never met another kid that likes the guitar?
Yeah, or how long have you?
20 bands in our high school? Like, fucking A, dude.
Yeah, how long have you known this kid,
in this whole anime? There's so many eye roll moments in this whole anime where you're like, really?
Like, the biggest one was
a million of them.
The biggest one for me in this episode was that this show has zero concept of time. Absolutely zero concept of time, because it says you have 24 hours to complete this task, and then, you only have 12 minutes left, but there's no time jump. There's no timestamp at all.
I argue that. There is a time jump. We get a badass rock and roll montage.
I mean, let's see.
I can't believe this.
I'm yelling over the music and the narration.
Yeah.
What?
This moment will never end.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so alive. Oh, and I'm just sitting here like, are you fucking serious? Really? This is what I'm watching?
Yeah.
The part where fucking Nobuaki's fucking tuning the fucking guitar, and he's like, I like that rock bracelet. He goes, you can have it when I die. He goes, you mean when you live? Because you're going to survive this.
Because you're going to live.
Yeah.
I wrote, and then he died.
Yeah, you ruined that. You just ruined that. And then he kills himself, but before he does, he makes sure to put his sweater back on. because he's a classy guy.
And then he pisses himself.
Exactly.
He's like, I better.
Exactly.
You know what? Might be cold now.
He's like,
And
oh,
the surprise, it was all a flashback the entire time.
he puts it on. He goes, all right. And he goes, should I go to the bathroom prior to this? Nah, no one's gonna find me.
It's like I'm just gonna put my sweater back on randomly.
Yeah,
A
there's
little
moments
chill.
like that rock montage where I'm like, really? This is fucking kind of lame. But then there's moments where you're like, oh, what? This isn't real. This isn't real. And you're so stoked.
So after Nobuaki finds him like that, we cut back
abruptly
back to present day, and
gets
and
you.
Nobuaki is like, you guys have to do your orders, and Beauty School Dropout is like, he's like, you heard him, Natsuko, and he starts grabbing Natsuko, and Natsuko's like, oh, but I'm a virgin, and he goes, yeah, and no one's stopping him.
Everyone's like I wrote down, this is normal. This is fine. This is a normal way to react when some girl is literally being raped in front of you.
Like we beat up Nobuaki because he explains stuff poorly. Better let this guy rape this girl.
They're like, if none of us move, we won't get Ebola like the other guy.
And then we're introduced to the best character of the entire anime.
Yeah, we get Kenta, aka Chad, the bro.
Fucking Chad. I love Chad to death. I love Chad.
No, well, it's like fucking Chad's like walking around. He goes, Nobuaki, I was supposed to meet you out here, and it's like, how much has happened? How much has happened, Chad?
And it's fucking perfect. And he runs up. They're beating the shit out of him. Fucking Chad.
Oh fuck, we didn't talk about Natsuko's heel turn.
Which one was that? Oh, yeah.
Because Natsuko
heel before Chad comes up.
Yeah, that's actually quite a bit. So Natsuko basically reveals that she doesn't give a fuck about fucking Beauty School Dropout. And
I'm a slut, actually.
She's like, I don't give a fuck. She's like, you're all like, I'm gonna do what it takes to survive. And then Nobuaki's like, can you and I talk privately? And she goes, yeah. And then she says the line, could you be any more annoying? And I'm like, Nobuaki is Chandler. Got it. And so then she goes, like, they have this altercation. You find out Natsuko was also in a King's game, and she then, for some weird reason, decides to make it seem like Nobuaki was trying to rape her, and then everyone's like, we gotta stop him. I'm like, now this is the rape. This is the rape. You guys gotta stop.
They just watched that guy spontaneously combust with Ebola after beating on Nobu, and they just do it? Like,
Yeah.
they're not afraid of the Ebola?
And so then we get Kenta. And the thing is, this is the problem with the way these flashbacks are done. I have no idea who Kenta is. Because Kenta has like an introduction in like the first episode, but then the flashback happens, and then it's like, Nobuaki, and I'm like, who's this guy? Is this the first time we've seen this guy?
Must be another guy.
I'm like,
I was like, must be a new guy.
This is a new character? And it's like, oh, no, he was in the first episode. But as a background character. Like, no, he talked to Nobuaki. One time. No, quite a bit. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so then we get Kenta, and that leads us into the third episode.
Oh, yeah. Throwing common
literally
sense
walks
and caution
up.
to the wind.
Walks up to this group of people beating the shit out of this guy with a dead Ebola body on the ground. Walks up and goes, whoa, what's going on here? Oh, fuck, that guy's got Ebola. Like, he literally...
He's like, he looks at him and goes, did you guys do this?
Yeah.
Did you guys beat the shit out of Nobu?
He like walks up and goes, "What's going on here, guys?" And there's a dead body on the ground.
Kenta is at the same time the smartest and the fucking stupidest character in the show.
Oh, he absolutely is.
Because
he's like, the MVP.
He goes, "Hey, you can't beat up Nobuaki just because he's saying things you guys don't like." And everyone's like,
Oh,
"Yeah." And he goes, "Natsuko's acting pretty weird." Everyone's like, "She is.
He is acting pretty
She
weird.
is acting weird."
Does that guy have Ebola? We don't know.
I fucking love Chad. I love him so much.
And then Natsuko, then we find out Mizuki, who's this other girl, has an order to text two people to die, and they will. And Natsuko's like, text Kenta and Nobuaki. And he's like, that's fucking weird. And everyone's like, yeah!
And she tries to get in his face, and the best scene of the entire anime happens.
Yeah, and he
Does he fucking hit her?
he
fucking
slaps her.
bitch slaps.
Yeah.
He's like, you're about to catch some fist, bitch. And he hits her.
I saw this, I was like,
not in the stomach. Oh, he
bitch
fucking
slaps
bitch
her.
slaps her. He fucking bap. He gets her.
That's one of the moments where you move from going really to is this fucking real, and you love it. You love it.
I said, "Oh no!" After Chad basically declares his life to protecting Mizuki, I wrote down, "Oh God, please no, not you, Chad. You're too good, please."
Okay, yeah, because motherfuck, dude. So Mizuki does the one, again, stupid people doing stupid stuff. Mizuki throws her phone because she can't handle the pressure of having to text two people to die. And she goes, no, and she throws her phone. And why? You would not throw the one thing that's telling you how to survive this on the ground. And she goes, oh my God, I threw my phone, and breaks her phone. And and then is basically declared dead by Natsuko.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then Chad's like, all right, I'm going to take Nobuaki to the hospital, and Mizuki goes with him, and we get hit by another flashback.
Just an abrupt flashback. And at this point in time, thank God I'm used to these fucking flashbacks.
This is the second flashback. Like, okay, you're already fucking used to it?
Oh, yeah. At this point, it was like, I'm used to these fucking surprise flashbacks by now. I had to just treat that exact same way.
The first 6 episodes of the show is a completely different anime.
Yeah.
It's King's Game, but it should have been like King's Game Year 1 type shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The timestamp. All I need is just
not a fucking timestamp. It should be a fucking different show. Different.
I don't know.
Different season entirely. Maybe a different arc. I think that the first 6 episodes of the show focus on that first game, while the second game gets about 5 minutes per episode.
They could have done that, yeah.
I think that they definitely could have left it, but I'll save that for when we fix this show. So,
yeah, but no, like it's almost like the flashbacks are expected, and the coming back to present time is abrupt.
Right.
And this is where the 15-minute, the director directing 15-minute episodes of a show really shine, because it's like we get the first 6 episodes are so episodic, like episodic adventures of that first game. So the second experience we have in that game is the fucking is the contest, the popularity contest, the fucking Twitter poll
with She-Hulk and fucking.
It's Naoya versus bitch. I didn't even write her name.
It's Bazongas and short hair, big boobs, right?
Bazongas versus She-Hulk, because she throws herself out a goddamn window, and so she lives.
She does not, Anthony. That's
the she does.
That's the plot of the fucking episode. She doesn't live through it. She would have to
do the King's Game.
Live after a while, but she definitely throws herself out a window, and her heart is still beating. She gets to the hospital.
That fucking killed her. Nothing else killed her.
I saw her on the ground. She didn't look very alive.
Okay, Anthony.
She's short hair, big boobs,
jumping around.
Slutty McSluts or Slutterton. She talks to that fat dirty kid, and she's like, I'll fuck you if you vote for me.
Well, yeah, so the popularity contest is that it's between Naoya and this bitch, and they have to... Naoya is obviously going to fucking win, which is stupid. This is such a stupid concept, especially because Naoya has some character development. The contest is between these two, and it has to be voted between between the classroom. And the episode consists of, I don't know, fucking, like, ad campaigns. Just like, vote for Naoya, he was my friend, and then our friend who we played guitar with hung himself. And it's like, vote for me, I'll jerk you off later.
I guess I'm voting for her.
I'm gonna vote for that girl. There's no fucking way that girl would lose in real life, right? There's no fucking way that girl would lose in real life.
I don't know.
Like, yeah, no, I think I'm gonna vote for the girl with the big boobs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna.
She said she'd blow me in the bathroom if I.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for her.
I guess I'm gonna do that.
And
if I had gotten the king rule earlier, she already would have blown me in the bathroom. Because if they had to do anything I said, I would have made all of them blow me. Or everybody in class has to give me $100. Oh, how great would that be?
Yeah,
but then you just end up dying. You'd end up dying.
No. I'd have like $3,000, dude.
No, it's the order that fucking cuck wastes in the first episode, that episode where he's like, "Oh, you'll hang yourself." They had so much potential. Like you just said, you could have ordered people to give you $100.
Could have ordered everybody to kill themselves. You just won the King's Game.
You won King's Game. Boom.
Mate, motherfuckers.
again, the way the King's game works is that they're given a punishment, not necessarily death, but it's a punishment. And so after we get faked out that Naoya lost because some bitch decided to write a letter to her saying like I voted for Naoya. She freaks out and she goes, I'm gonna go out on my terms. And she jumps out a 50-foot window apparently because she explodes as if someone filled up a water balloon with blood.
It's amazing.
It's fucking terrible.
It pans over her broken ass body. On
It
the
was
ground.
that was a little much. That's what I was like.
Not.
Oh,
she's a cartoon. The only time it gets a little much is when that girl is thinking about hurting her dog.
Oh, that does.
Oh,
get
yeah.
No, not a dog. And then they're like, don't worry, Deej, we wouldn't hurt a dog.
We don't go that far.
I'm
Yeah.
like, woo,
So-
thanks, King's game.
You find out her punishment was she had to tell the person that she liked him.
Isn't this where this is where it's revealed that it's not always death,
Yes,
right?
that's where it's
Because the
revealed
whole
it's not
time
death.
I'm thinking, when that kid hung himself and all that, I was like, what if his punishment for not listening to this dude isn't death? And then the whole time when they're doing the popularity contest, I'm like, what if the fucking punishment isn't death? That kid hung himself. What if his punishment was like, you didn't follow long-haired guy's orders, now you gotta pee in the corner. Like, it could have been that. It didn't.
Shit yourself. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. At least I didn't hang myself.
I thought that
But
they
yeah,
got
I
so
didn't
then
do
she
it.
throws herself out the window and it pops up. It's like, bling. She's got to tell who she likes that she likes him. And you're like, ooh, fucking got her. Ooh.
It's hilarious.
And so she falls out and she is like in a coma but pretty like critical condition and gonna die soon. And this is something that pisses me off is Naoya, Nobuaki, and Chimi are hanging out, and Naoya is like, "You saved my life." It's like, no, you didn't. The punishment wasn't death. The punishment was he did nothing. Naoya, Nobuaki has done nothing for you. And then bitch dies. She dies, and Naoya has to have sex with somebody. And he has 10 minutes to do it.
Yeah, she dies because doesn't it change? The punishment changes to him.
Yeah, the punishment changes to the other person.
Yeah.
And so then
he has his girlfriend.
and then he
It's not real.
I wrote, it's 2018. Come on, Nobu. Just take one for the team. Instead, he knocks him out and looks at Chimi and goes, Chimi, you gotta do it.
He
while
knocks
he's
his
unconscious.
best friends out.
Yeah,
He knocks
I
out
said,
his best
no,
friend and then
that's
has
rape.
his girlfriend
That's rape.
rape his best friend while he's knocked out.
Oh, yeah. Then she comes out, and the biggest
Turn me into a
epic
cuck
foreshadowing.
right
Oh, yeah,
now.
right. The biggest foreshadowing happens of the entire thing. Nobu, you have to finish this because I'm going to die. You can't, what does she say? Exactly. It's like, you have to promise not to die before me.
Is it really foreshadowing if we watch Chimi get dismembered in like the opening sequence? Of
You
the
don't know
first
if that's
episode?
real. You don't know if that's real.
We know she's dead because in the first episode, she goes, "Do you have a girlfriend?" And he goes, "We're separated. We're long distance."
It's long distance.
And she goes, "Oh." He goes, "What do you think heaven's like?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're trying to be coy about it, but you failed miserably at that."
Yeah.
He goes long distance. She goes, oh, okay, so like another state. What do you think heaven's like? Oh, okay, so you're a crazy person. All right. I'm gonna start calling the girls I stalk long distance relationships.
And
We're long distance.
so
It's long distance. Oh, she's fucking dead, dude.
this raised a question for me because Chimi comes. I don't know how long Chimi was in there raping him, but but is it like in and out like that counts, or is it like to completion?
Like what is the stipulation? Yeah. Did he wake up halfway through? Did he stay? We'll never know.
Yeah, can you finish while you're unconscious?
Oh, I don't know.
No.
And then we get a abrupt cut back to present time, and we find out Nobu has dropped his phone, the one thing giving him orders on how to live in this fucking game.
But don't worry about it. Go to that fucking village.
I would, yeah, if I didn't know where my phone was and it wasn't fully charged at all times, I would go buy a portable fucking charger.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
The village is one of the really moments.
It's like, how the fuck did they find out? We're probably gonna find out via some bullshit flashback.
They go, there was the original King's game. It took place in a village. You're like, really?
I'm glad that we focused on like 2 other King's game. Well, 3 when Natsuko starts talking about her King's game. It's like, oh, here's 3 other King's games. and we barely know what the fuck's happening with this one, like right now,
Right.
this king
Right.
game that we're in. And so we're in episode 4, and that's where they decide to go to the village to talk about the first King's game. And this is pissing me off. Nobuaki keeps telling like everybody that they're gonna be okay. And it's like, this motherfucker already did a King's game. He knows there can only be one winner.
Oh yeah.
He knows that he's the cause of this. But there's stuff he doesn't know, like Mizuki changing phones. He's like, oh, that'll work. That'll be fine. And like, no, you don't fucking know that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell her, I don't know. Like, quit having this my word is law type of attitude. You have saved no one. And then we get flashback into bitch who he didn't save. we get Nami.
What was that her name?
Yeah.
Nami.
This is probably one of my favorite episodes in the entire show.
This is because
I don't
Nami
fucking
comes up
remember
with the
who we're
genius.
talking about.
Don't
Oh, the stupid bitch.
Yes.
no. Let's move along progressively
She's so
here. And I'll
Anthony,
I'll
I
tell you
am
why.
moving on
I'll tell you why.
progressively. This stupid ass bitch comes up with the plan because she gets the order to.
Yeah.
She gets the order to.
Touch the king.
She gets the order to
Oh, yeah.
give anyone an order.
She
And
can make
goes-
up her own order.
She goes,
No,
"Yeah."
it has to be for her. She can make up her own.
Oh yeah, and she goes.
And he goes, "Why didn't you just do something easy, like brush your teeth?" And I'm like, "Exactly, Nobu. Exactly,
Exactly, because no one in the show wants to live to see tomorrow. That's
Yeah.
why.
Oh, yeah.
exactly, Nobu. That's what I would have done."
She's
Tucker
like-
and Dale.
Like, Nobu, you thought that somebody in the classroom might be the king. At that point, Nobu should have fucking backpedaled. He should have been like, I thought maybe, like, that was just shitting. I was just shitting out loud.
He
Like,
kind of does. He
Yeah, he
goes,
does.
"Yeah,
He
but I'm
goes-
not sure."
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, don't worry, Nobu, your
You're
theory's
so
right.
smart.
And he literally tells her, he "Goes, but what if the person is not in the class?
Yeah.
What happens then?"
And so they decide to go with it, and they hold the everyone come up and touch this girl thing, and the first touch
Yep.
takes like half an hour.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Such a
It's
dramatic
clearly
scene.
not bowl cut,
Yeah.
dude. That dude
Oh,
was
yeah.
too busy getting blown by the hot chick last episode.
He was unconscious. He didn't know what he's doing.
That's funny.
Okay, and so she touches everybody, and then we're introduced to Rhea.
Yay.
Ghost.
Just letting you guys know, every show that we've watched so far has had a chick with white hair in it.
Yay. Let's keep it up.
They had previously shown her, like just like panned over to her and then panned back, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's a ghost over there." Like,
He's like, oh shit.
The
she's
light
got red
novel
fucking
ad.
eyes.
I hate Rhea because Rhea, like, even though Nobuaki is named after the author, Rhea is such a Mary Sue character. Like, Rhea is such a, like, I'm a badass for no fucking reason, like, character. Like, she comes up, she's like, I'm the king. At that point, I think I would have fucking believed her. Like,
Yeah.
if I was watching people die and I had lived to this point, she goes, I'm the king. I would have taken the sharpest pencil and stabbed her in the neck.
Really, let's fuck that bitch up. I mean, the guy said he was gonna punch the king in the face.
Yeah.
Why'd he punch her in the face?
Yeah, pop! It's like, she said she's the king. Stomp her out. Stomp her to death.
He would have cold clocked her right there. Oh, if the anime couldn't get better. I mean,
And so Chimi then realizes that she has to go through a punishment because she fails to touch the king. Because guess what? The king isn't in the classroom. And for her punishment, the king gives her eternal darkness.
he makes her go
He
blind.
makes her
yeah,
go
yeah.
blind.
Oh, yeah.
I can't see. I can't see anything.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, you're like, that guy just turned
That's
off
my
her
favorite
eyes.
part. That's
There's
my favorite
no way. Like, no way Nobu is sitting there and be like, yeah, it's definitely still a person. Really? It's still a person? He just turned her eyes off? Really?
Yeah.
He has that power?
Well,
Up until that
We
point,
gotta
too,
find
like,
him. We gotta
Nobu's
find
doing
him.
the same thing where he's, like, trying to tell this girl that everything's going to be okay. No, everything's not going to be okay. That's what you told InXS the last time, you
he
fucking
tells
moron.
everybody.
Like,
He tells everyone that it's going to be okay, and everyone believes him. Everyone's like,
Oh, yeah.
Nobuaki has led us this far, and it's like, what do you mean led you anyway? People are dead. No one. It's not like he successfully has beaten like the king with loopholes. No, people have died. The best thing that he's done is rape his best friend via his girlfriend.
He's just a real comforting guy.
He's just a comforting guy, you know.
And, well, adding on to the absolute failure of a person that Nobuaki is, he turns around, talks on the phone, and he loses a blind girl.
Oh, but my favorite part. This is why this is my favorite fucking episode. He loses her. He loses a blind girl. Oh, I turned around and then she was gone. What the fuck? She's blind.
She's also only been blind for about, 10 minutes? She should be on the ground.
Yeah, she's not gotten used to this.
And then, my favorite part is he calls. He calls and he says, "Where are you?" "I'm blind, you fucking asshole. I have no clue."
I don't know.
She's like, I can be in a grocery store for all I know. I don't know.
She doesn't answer, I don't know, which would make it even funnier.
He left her. He left her in that fucking park. Oh my god, that was my favorite part.
Where are you?
I don't know. You left me, and I'm blind.
So after she goes blind, Nobuaki is given the order that he has to lose something.
Yeah.
And so he goes home and he breaks all of his shit. He even breaks the rock bracelet that he shouldn't have gotten because NXS died. And
Yeah,
he said,
he should've gave it back to him.
He said, "I'm going to get
That
this
was
if
the
you
deal.
live." That was the deal.
Yep.
And
You
so
fucking traitor.
He breaks everything, and then he starts looking for her, for Nami.
Which
because-
is stupid. It doesn't say break something. It says lose something.
Yeah.
I would have just thrown something into the ocean and it would have worked.
And so he starts looking for Nami, and as he's looking for Nami, he gets a call from Chimi, and he's like, "Oh, I have to lose my relationship with Chimi," and so he just starts telling her that she's an idiot, she's a cow.
Yeah.
Fuck my best friend, you idiot bitch.
It's like
You made me do that.
I fucked Nami, and then he just hangs up on her.
You couldn't even see me.
And then he eventually shows up to the ocean.
Yeah.
And
And
Nami-
finds her miraculously.
No, he doesn't technically find her because she does call him and say that being blind is a lot harder than she thought. It's like, bitch, you've been blind for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know, 5 hours that he's been searching for her or something like that. Like the sense of time again.
And so then
that's ridiculous.
She commits suicide by drowning.
She walks into the ocean like Jesus.
Yeah.
And so
He finds her fucking footprints.
he finds her
He knows they're
suicide note.
hers.
He
Right,
finds
right.
her fucking suicide note that a blind girl wrote in sand. Explain that to me. How he
Wouldn't we all fucked up? Wouldn't we all smudged and shit?
Yeah,
She couldn't
yeah.
tell that it was
It'd be
smudged.
smudged and shit because
This
it's
feels like a
sand.
B.
It
This
should
feels
be
like
even
a
worse
B.
because she's blind.
I can't tell you that I love you, idiot, over the phone because that would make sense.
How did she not get turned around walking out into the ocean? You know, what wave hits her in the face?
I have
She
no
just
idea.
walks
know.
back on shore. She's like,
She
I
walks
fucked
back
up
on
here.
the shore.
Oh,
No
yeah.
was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Just go away. I'm trying to
Then-
drown myself."
Then we get the
Well, he
needless.
jumps in to save her.
Yeah.
And he jumps in about shin deep. He's like, "Where are you?" And then he stands up, and I'm like, "Dude, the water's up to your bottom of your knees." She didn't drown. She went blind. Now,
She just laid down and went, "Wah, wah, 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 wah."
Then we get the needless interaction between Rhea.
well, Rhea
She's
just
just-
shows up, and then the
She's
next
just
episode we get
standing
the
there.
reaction.
I wrote, seeing as that interaction holds no pertinent information, I'm going to move. The plot is unnecessary.
Yeah, it transfers the episode. Rhea also tases him, which is my favorite
Oh,
part.
my favorite part. Yeah. Where were you keeping that fucking taser, you crazy? Oh, never mind. She had pockets.
She's also being a smug cunt the entire time.
Seriously.
She's like, "Ooh, scary," and he's like, "A friend of mine just died," and she goes, "Meh, meh, meh, baby, want a bottle? I'm Rhea, the cool character." Tase.
"Hey, you're a really bitch. You're a bitch." And she's like, "Bzzz." And he's like, "You really are a bitch." Oh.
Then she goes, I'm going to kill the king. And then that's what the popularity contest girl said, and then she threw herself out of a fucking window. So I don't think that this is going to turn out too well for you.
I was like, have you guys figured out that it's not a person yet? Or, can't just turn people's eyes off. It's definitely not a person. Just throwing it out there, guys.
Okay, so then we're introduced to I don't even fucking know. We were introduced to Hacker and Kaori,
Yeah.
and they're like, we're characters that've been here since the beginning, and it's like,
Right.
I feel like you haven't.
Who are
Right.
you guys? Who are you people? The only note I have is I like Kaori's voice actress. I don't know who she is.
Yeah. More characters who I have no idea who they are, nor do I care about them. The subject matter is totally there, and I do care about actual people dying. So don't misunderstand me there. But why the fuck am I supposed to care about these two people?
Anthony,
Why do they have it?
This is like the one time I've agreed with you on your should I care about these characters thing. And this is weird because it's like, I know Anthony's never been a handshaker, and I know Anthony's not a light novel artist, but Anthony has been a high schooler. Because you're like, why should I care about this guy? I'm not a light novel author. It's like, why should I care about this guy? I'm not a handshaker. Why should I care about this guy? I'm like, Anthony was a high school student. I wonder if he'll care.
No, that's not what I care. I just don't care about these guys. Like, why the fuck am I supposed to care about these people?
As I said before, it's like a show that continues playing when you don't watch. It's like, oh, these characters, Nobuaki and this hacker guy seem to be pretty close, and it's like, why? This is the first time this character's shown up in the show. He wasn't even he didn't even say a line in the in the voting contest.
Yeah.
And when he dies, it's like, oh, the music is playing, and it treats it like this somber moment. It's like the show is like reaching out to you, like, oh, look, your best buddy's dying. He's dying. He's gone. And you're like, what? I don't even know who this guy is.
His name's Yosuke, and I said, no, not Yosuke, the backbone of the group.
They're like, oh, he's been there the whole time. You're like, no, I don't even know who this guy is.
His name was Gas Station Man for me. Gas Station Man. Then what's the girl's name? Kaori, is that her name?
Kaori.
Yeah, Kaori's sitting there, and she's like, yeah, this just reminds me of when we were kids. And I finished that sentence, and I said, yeah, when we were all kids and all of our friends died. Yeah, that was great.
Remember that?
Yusuke, or whatever his name is, because he's fucking hacker man and knows everything, tells Nobuaki that the reason why Ria is a bitch is because she was like raped by her dad.
Yeah.
And Nobuaki is like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense why she tased me. And it's like, no, it doesn't. She shouldn't have tased you. You did nothing. And then, again, everyone's like, Nobuaki, like, I trust you. And it's like, no, Nobuaki has literally only saved Naoya, and he raped him to do it. Like, that's it. Nobuaki has led to multiple people dying.
He's like, I knew I had to call you because you've been the leader and you've given us all hope. And you're like, what? First of all, who are you? And second of all, what? No, he hasn't.
Yeah. Hasn't done shit. Also, where the fuck are the authorities during all of this? Like, during the first King's game.
They're like, kids are exploding, man. I'm not going to touch that shit.
Hey, did you just drown that blind girl? No? All right, move along.
Do you think the police officer saw her walk into the water? He's like, she'll come back up.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm out of here. Just drove away.
Like, kids are fucking exploding. They're like, there's nobody going to get their bodies or people screaming nearby. Right. It's just these kids.
Fuck, I was going to talk about it. Talk about the teacher not showing up ever again. When NXS is getting his ass kicked he's like, getting his ass kicked by the Cuck, the teacher isn't there. Like, Nobuaki even has a line of, good morning, what's going on?
It's in the classroom. That shit happens in the classroom.
Yeah.
So we find out that Cuck and like two other guys died because they blocked the king on their phones. Like, what the fuck?
That was stupid. And then the crying thing.
That's a Nobuaki level stupid plan. I'm surprised Nobuaki didn't come up with that plan and tell people, and then they do it, and they goes, no, why'd I tell people?
He goes, let's block him. It'll be fine. I know it. I know it'll be fine. No, you fucking don't.
Then everyone's given the order to not do something like, don't do something not needed or whatever, like
unnecessary.
And Nobuaki starts calling people and making them cry and killing people. Again, why Nobuaki shouldn't be a leader. He's calling people like, don't do anything, and they're like, I don't know, and they start crying because they don't know what they can't do.
I'd be going, what the fuck? Now I'm solving riddles? I thought this was a good old-fashioned King's game. What do you mean I'm solving riddles?
I wrote, at one point, because he calls Hiroko, and he goes, Hiroko, like, you can't do this. And then she goes, okay. And then it's like, Hiroko failed. And she calls him back immediately. She's like, what'd I do? And I'm like, nah, Hiroko. She's voiced by Jad Saxton. And that's all I know about her.
Not her. She's been so important. Her bazongas, right?
No, Bazongas died in the
No.
first. Died.
Yeah, she died.
She hung herself. Remember?
Yeah, because nobody touched those
No one's-
bazongas.
no one
That's
touched
why.
Her
That's what
Bazongas were
happened.
not safe for another day.
They weren't there.
They went untouched.
Okay, and so Yusuke calls Nobuaki and he goes, "I'm already dead." And Nobuaki goes, "So you're crying?" And he goes, "Oh, that's what's killing me? Oh, okay." Like he didn't know. He didn't know that was the thing. Because he's like, "Nobuaki, I'm sending you this because I'm already dead." He goes, "Oh, you cried?" And he goes, "Oh, that's what it is." And he starts crying, and I'm like,
And then his arms fall off.
and then his
That was
arms
my-
shoot off. Hands.
He gets cut all up and shit.
He's
Fucking
dismembered.
Android 16 style. That's what happens. He's
You're like, what the fuck is going on watching?
And so then Nobuaki's like, "I'm gonna go to that village, Yusuke, my best friend, my compadre, my lover." and then he calls again. Why Nobuaki is the fucking idiot? He calls
you. What's-
Kaori. He calls
Mhm.
Kaori, and he says, "Hey, don't look at your phone." But first Kaori goes, "Yusuke?" He goes, No, it's Nobuaki. And she goes, "Ugh." And I'm like, "Fuck you, Yusuke's dead." And so
Better cry about it.
he goes, "Hey, don't look at your phone. Bad stuff will happen." Because he doesn't want to tell her that crying will kill her. Because I feel like that should be instantly.
That's a normal thing. That would have been the first thing out of my fucking mouth. Hey, Jake, make sure not to cry during this whole Kings game.
And so he's like, "Don't cry or you'll die." He doesn't say that to her. And so she thinks Nobuaki killed Yusuke. And so she kidnaps him. And then and then Nobuaki goes, "No, Yusuke did this. He didn't want you to die." And then she has a flashback of their childhood. And then she cries. And then dies.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Slow if the king's, if the king isn't a person, we know this by now. But, if the king is a person, don't you think of some more creative shit than crying, right?
How about the fact that he kills like 8 people with heart attacks?
That's my favorite part. So here comes that piss poor exposition.
You have the
we've been
power to
working
just
on.
cut people up with air. I would be killing everybody that way.
Okay, so
Dies by cut up from the air.
we get into the present for like 5 seconds, and then we get into a flashback for episode 6.
Yep.
And Nobuaki's missing because him and Ria are out, and him and Ria find out that every person who dies gets a one word or one syllable or one letter text message from the king
Mm-hmm.
that will eventually lead to a phrase.
Dick butt.
And yeah, what if that was the end? They collected all of it. It says dick butt. No, so they're late. And meanwhile, everyone else has gathered together because they get the order that somebody has to roll a die. And whoever rolls the die has to pick like whatever number that rolls on, that many people die, and the person who rolls the die gets punished.
Who the fuck are these people?
Exactly. Who is everybody? I know Chimi, I know Naoya, I know Ria, I know
Apparently there were 6 of them
Nobuaki.
left? How many?
They
how many
meet up, and
left
you're
at
like,
this
"There's
point,
no what?" They meet up, and you're like, "There's that many people left?"
Yeah, I know.
What?
I'm like,
that was
who
my
are these
reaction.
I'm like, who are
I
these
wrote,
people?
what did I write? I wrote, who the fuck is that? Little strike boy I've never seen? I have no idea who these people are.
Well, so before Nobuaki gets there, Naoya is like, "We gotta wait for Nobuaki," and I'm like, "Why? Why? Everyone's treating him like he's this conquering leader who has beaten the king at every turn." And it's like, no, Nobuaki's failed, and he failed more than he could have. Like he literally caused a woman to go blind.
Like, I mean, if we're gonna convince him to roll the die, I mean, wait for him. But other than that,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Before all of this, before the dice rolling and everything happens, you're forgetting that Chad and Mizuki and Nobu are currently on their way to this town.
Oh yeah, they're
right?
riding a train.
No. In episode 6, they're in a fucking taxi.
Oh yeah, and they're talking about the sun taxi.
And this is how I wrote this. They're in a taxi. Yeah, and that's how the rest of my classmates were brutally murdered. Get the fuck out of my taxi.
Mohinder's just there, like, what the fuck?
it's like we've been all dying and
Oh
exploding.
yeah. Toshioki, that's his name. Toshioki.
One of us had Ebola. And get the fuck out of my taxi.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And so, they're in a taxi. And
That's
so they have to do that dice game. And Nobuaki shows up. And because the show, again, continues without me watching it, Nobuaki and Chimi apparently have made up, but in my head they hadn't. So when Chimi goes, Nobuaki, and starts running towards him and trips on like the smallest rock, I just imagine Nobuaki going, Chimi, you fucking clumsy-ass cow.
If I was in this game and I got the rule to be able to make people do whatever I wanted, and I used it to have everybody in the class give me $100, I'd have $3,000 because there's clearly 30 or more people in this class. And at this point, when someone had to roll the dice, I would just pay him $500 to roll the dice, or I would pay somebody else to beat that kid up until he rolled the dice because I got so much money.
And so Chimi then gets kidnapped by bad guy, like generic bad guy. Toshioki. He grabs him and he pulls out a knife that he had.
That's the point where I was like,
Surprise.
oh no, they're going to get her. Because I liked her. I was like, oh no, they're going to get her. And I was also like, what a jerk. He's cheating at the King's game.
Yeah, he did. He is cheating at the King's game. And he's like, you're going to roll the die, Nobuaki. And Nobuaki goes, okay. And he holds the die open-handed. And Naoya quickly takes it out of his hand. And by quickly, I mean there's like 3 frames that you get to see it happen. And he closes his hand. Nobuaki has the reflexes of a dead cat.
Thanks for letting me fuck your girlfriend, bro. He throws the dice on the ground.
He's like, I owe you for that. He's like, I owe you. You saved me and let me fuck your girlfriend. And everyone goes,
So
what?
I was awake the whole time. And he throws the dice.
he goes, I'm going to roll the dice now, you cuck. And he rolls. And he rolls a 6. The highest number possible. And he just...
Yay!
And so that kid, the random kid goes, hey, you shamed that girl who tried to kill herself because she wanted to kill herself. And he goes, I'm not going to do that, Jeff.
He did say that.
Yeah.
and then that guy head spins around, right baby, right round.
Yep.
Yeah. All the while I'm going, ooh, fucking got him. Ooh.
Yeah.
What's the catchphrase of this anime?
The second-rate insults. I love
Got
that.
him.
Your head, okay, you would be long dead before your head made it full way around.
Oh yeah.
And he
And
goes,
then shoots off.
I look all right, right?
Give it back.
Right? Doesn't he say that? He's like,
That fucking House of Horrors happens.
he's like my
love it.
neck, oh, my neck. And then he looks forward and he goes, it looks okay. And then he's like, ah.
And then he explodes. And then Naoya just starts naming people. Just names everybody.
2 other girls.
He names the 2 girls. He names the girl who tried to kill herself. And then
Toshioki.
number 2, hits Toshioki with the knife and says, no, like, kill us both. And he goes, I kill both Toshiokis. And they both die.
Yep.
Oh, Toshioki.
I love you, bro.
Bad Toshioki stabs Chimi in the leg. And Chimi takes it like a champ, man. She acts like she did not just get stabbed. And then freaking Naoya's arms and legs get blown off, and they get some distance.
They fucking go in the air.
Good old Nugget Oya at the end of that.
Yeah. Right, and he holds it. Nobu holds him. That's the.
Yeah, he holds him, and he's like,
It's supposed to.
You're my best friend, and I'm like,
It's supposed to be a tender moment there, but
I think that's the point where I realized I was like, you know what? He's always wearing that orange vest. He's like Marty McFly.
He's like, I'm dying. I don't have any arms and legs. Can you get your girlfriend to come over here again?
Maybe this will save my life again. Hurry up.
Hurry up.
And so then Rhea shows up. Rhea goes up to his body, and Nobuaki's all pissed. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Getting the fucking code you fucks were just talking about, you fucking idiot." And then we get the reveal. We get the reveal that of how the king is doing this.
it's a virus.
It's a virus. So it is a virus.
The plants.
That uses the power of suggestion. Because the human body can do anything if it's convinced it can.
Like hypnosis.
Yeah.
Like hypnosis. Like, oh, you can break your own limbs. You can do this. No, fuck you. Any hypnotized person cannot have their arm shoot off in a direction.
Right.
I can't shoot my arms no matter how hard I try.
I know there was a scene.
It makes less sense than the plants are killing people in the happening.
Yeah. So you can almost kind of believe that. You're like, okay, maybe like this is like a weaponized virus, and it's like, oh no, it's a virus. Like, okay, well, I mean, like, well, then it's spread via people, and it's spread throughout the internet. I'm like, motherfucker, what?
Oh yeah.
Internet
Yeah.
virus?
It moves so fast from speculation, and then in a matter of seconds, it becomes real. It's over the internet. It's in everything that you ever have.
Like it passes through people via the phones, and it's like, wait, so you're telling me a virus that affects humans is transferred via the internet? It's like, yeah. I'm like, that's not how viruses work. That's two different types of viruses. And
Like,
then,
even in that stupid Stephen King book where people go crazy when they use their cell phones, it's a sound frequency that makes them go crazy. It's not a fucking virus.
Right.
And somehow this virus that I got from my cell phone suggests me to cut my arm off with the air.
well, yeah.
Blast all my arms off of me like a rocket ship.
See,
Hypnosis can't do that.
So
Hypnosis can't do that.
So DJ, this is where, like, technically you're wrong when saying it's not a person, because it is somebody activating the virus in these people. And that's what Rhea does, is Rhea's like, there's a bunch of kings doing a bunch of kings games everywhere, and I'm going to turn the virus on them. And that's where we get the time to hack moment, where we get
I wrote that too.
30 seconds of intense typing.
Oh yeah. I said in a couple of keystrokes here on this laptop, it's time to hack.
And so she kills like a bunch of kings apparently, and then like the king, of course she doesn't kill their king because their king is better, and he lights her on fire for breaking the rules.
Malaysian. Yeah.
And she's the most heroic death because we've grown to love her so much, and she's had so much to do in her 5 minutes of screen time, and we've just gone to know her so well in her 5 minutes of screen time. And as she falls into the ocean, you're like, come on, show. That girl only had 5 minutes of screen time.
Well,
Like, I don't care.
She's
It's
like-
da na 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 na.
She's
And
made
you're like,
out
okay,
of like, fire
okay.
retardant material all the way until she jumps off the bridge and disintegrates immediately.
Seriously, she is just absolutely immune. Have you seen, other movies of people being lit on fire? Definitely not as calmly as her reaction. Apparently, she just has. Was she immune to it?
Well,
I don't.
she's on fire. She's like, hey, I gotta send this email to you really quick, Nobuaki. Cool. Awesome, my bra didn't burn off. Oh, alright, it just did. Okay, this girl's on fire, and then she jumps off and dies.
Yeah, 1 sec. She's on fire. She's like, yeah, 1 sec.
This-
All right, and all right. Later, guys.
Then it cuts back to Nobu and everybody in that fucking taxi still.
I want to see the one adult just going like, either this kid's a very compelling storyteller, or that shit fucking happened.
Yeah, right.
And so then we get into the next episode where they get to the tunnel that will lead them to the village, and no, we're done with flashbacks for a while. We get to focus on the actual King's game, and Nobuaki and Kenta decide to talk about Mizuki like a foot in front of her in a really echoey tunnel, like she's not there.
Yeah.
She's there like, oh well,
She's a slut.
it's like she should kill these two people, and she's like,
People. We see her ass earlier. I was thinking about banging her in the taxi.
I'm not gonna let you bang her though because I'm not a cuck.
Get it? Because your story from earlier.
So I wrote it here. I can't remember what it is, but Nobuaki says Nobuaki tells Kenta that she should send the text to Natsuko because Natsuko's evil, and to that one bitch who can't complete her order because the guy who's supposed to touch her boob died. And Kenta, we'll get to that. And Kenta goes, that's a bad idea. I go, that's the one good idea that motherfucker has. It's the one time Nobuaki has a good idea, and someone challenges him on it.
Mm-hmm. Chad's trying to be a good guy. I wrote, I love you, Chad, but you should kill the crazy bitch. You killed that crazy bitch.
She's not crazy. And Noah's like, what the fuck? You're the one that said she was crazy earlier, dude.
And then
She's clearly crazy, man.
They get to the village, and they're like, is this the village? And it's like, yeah, it's a ghost town. You guys knew that going there. And then he finds okay, this is something that also makes me mad. Because he goes into the village and he sees an address and it says Honda on it. He just goes in there and it turns out to be Chimi and Natsuko's house. Oh yeah, and they're related. That's this fucking
Surprise.
show.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, here it happens again.
Good thing
know
it
what
matters none. The
Yeah.
fact that they're related.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
thing we don't go into this at all, and it matters
Right,
0%.
Right. The here we go again. I don't know what it is with the leading men in this fucking show just getting distracted and losing the women that they're with randomly, because that's exactly what happens to Chad. Oh, I was too busy staring at this house, and then she's gone.
yeah, he's like, Mizuki's gone. Uh-oh. And then she confesses to him. She's like, I love you. And he goes, and she goes, say it back. And he goes, I can't. And she goes, oh, so you don't like me. I'm like, this guy literally put his life on the line to protect you. There's clearly something there, girl. Like, fucking A.
This is where I started to realize that the writers knew that Chad was a better person than Nobu, so they had to kill him. So I called it out. I said, they're going to kill him in this episode.
I thought this is where you found out that the writers of this have never met another human being.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, it's how I would act. I would think, a guy go touch the king.
I think if I was put in this life or death situation, I'd definitely throw my phone.
I'm going to throw myself out a window. Don't worry.
And so then Mizuki goes like full yandere, and she's like, we gotta kill ourselves. That way we'll be together.
Oh, that
forever."
shit's awesome.
That's great. It's fucking creepy.
And Kenta's like, no. And she goes, I knew
I'll
you
put
wouldn't
both of our
understand.
names into the phone, and then we'll be together forever.
And then he fucking gut punches Kenta hitting women left and right.
He's like, bitch, you ain't putting my name in the phone. Boom! I ain't afraid to punch a bitch. I'm Kenta.
I love it. Hey, Chad, about punching women, that's not good. You shouldn't do that.
No. Once was good, but once was just too many times, Chad. That's just too many times.
Yeah. How about the fly? How about the animated fly that they
That fly stars Nobuaki's face. He's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That was gross.
there's another thing that pisses me off. Like, Kenta goes, like, we've been through so much. Like, you're just gonna give up now? It's like, you guys rode a train and a taxi.
They show the sports festival, and that's it. They happen to be standing next to themselves,
That
standing
fly
next
was
to
the
each other.
hero of the anime. He's trying to get Nobuaki to choke and die, so we didn't have to continue watching.
Yeah. Oh,
He's trying to save us all.
Marauder Shields.
Marauder Shield.
So then we're given kind of, because Kenta's like, I gotta complete, after he knocks her out, he's like, I gotta complete her order. And we get like scenes of other classmates trying to complete their orders. And we get the girl who breaks into the morgue. How does a high school girl sneak into a morgue and find a body?
Straddle a dead body. Remove her shirt and put his hand on her titty.
And she's like, why'd you have to die before grope with me? And she gets the alert
Don't you love this?
she gets the alert that
Obedience
doesn't
confirmed,
work.
yeah.
No,
no.
she doesn't. It says 5 minutes left, and so she she breaks her phone. And then we get another girl who looks suspiciously like Riona, but isn't Riona.
Mm-hmm.
Who has somehow overpowered both her parents and murdered both of them. Like,
And is now going to kill the dog.
Her mom has bookcase on her.
A bookcase on top of her.
And so she's sitting there and she's like, I can't find, I have to lose something. And there's her dog, and then she starts choking out the dog, and I'm like, oh.
I was like, no.
Yep. At this point, I was like,
And the anime
okay.
was like, don't worry, Deej, we wouldn't kill a dog. But children's parents, who cares? But a dog, we got you, bud.
Yeah, so she's just like, she can't kill the dog.
God, when that girl straddled that dead body and had his hand on her titty, that was another one of the moments where I'm like, this isn't fucking real. This isn't real.
God. Then we get back to Nobuaki, and he finds Chad and Mizuki, and he's like, did you send the text? And he's like, I sent one to Natsuko and I sent one to myself, and it didn't work. And I was like, oh, so Natsuko actually knew that part, knew that. Oh, but we trusted Nobuaki. Oh, great job.
Yep.
Nobuaki's like, well, that sucks for her, man. She's gonna die. And then he goes, oh shit, and the guy's like, I guess you figured it out.
He's like, my best friend, Chad. And it's like, how long have you guys known each other? Like, you were, like, Nobuaki should not be close to anybody. Because he had one bonding experience, and that was the relay. And prior to that, he kept telling everybody to leave him alone.
Oh yeah.
And so we get a montage of literally all the scenes of Chad and Mizuki, and it's like, okay, like we've seen all these scenes. These were actually like the only scenes we've seen in present time.
You're like, we don't care. This is. Oh, we get to see their 10 minutes they've been on screen again. All right, cool.
And
The
then
romantic scene of them at the sports festival. That's my favorite one.
they try to touch each other like in Harry Potter, and they don't like in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And so then he comes back and he makes him touch, and he goes, I gotta be brave for you guys. And it's like, oh my god, no one should ever put their faith in this fuck. And then he gets a phone call. Well, Chad gets a phone call, and it's from Natsuko, and she's having sex.
Riding that dude, yeah.
She's having sex.
She's like, oh, I'm finishing up here. Thought I'd give you a call.
Also, the ending has like the first same note, like first like it has the same like first 5 notes as the opening from Keijo. And then we get the next episode, and Natsuko's holding a condom.
Yeah. Why did they
animate on the
animate
ground? Very unsanitary.
Why did they animate that? That was fucking. That was
Because
gross.
they animate hentai, Anthony.
Ugh. Yuck.
So they're like,
This is the
pour it
studio
all
that
over
does.
him.
This is the studio that does hentai.
yes.
Oh my god.
And
Should have had her pour it all over him or something.
And
She just threw it on the ground all nasty, like somebody's gonna slip on that.
well, she's like holding the condom and fucking taunting Nobuaki.
She's like diggling in it, like oh my god. Ugh.
Look what
Gross.
I did!
And she starts taunting Nobu about Chad, and I wrote, "Fuck you. Chad is the best. You go and die, lady. Probably in the last one, but you're still gonna die."
so then Beauty School Dropout is like hiding from her, and he's on the phone.
He's like, the worst sex I've ever had.
And he's on the phone. He's like, oh my god, and she's like, are you in there? And it's like, okay, one, you're a fucking you're a big dude. You're a big dude. She's a small high school girl.
Yeah.
Just do it. You pull a Chad on her ass.
Pull the chat out, punch her.
Yeah.
But,
I know this.
And then she
We
uses
forgot
her
to.
Mr. Fantastic powers to steal his phone.
Swiper,
from
no
on top.
swiping.
Yeah. We forgot to talk about how she got Kenta killed, right?
Well, Kenta got himself killed. All she did was give Kenta false hope that he lived.
Yeah.
Because she had
It
sex
was-
with that guy, and it sent the obedience confirmed. All right, so View School Dropout gets his phone stolen.
Swiper, no swiping.
Swipe or no swipe.
He forgot to say swiper, no swiping. If he did, then she wouldn't have been able to steal it.
And
Them's the rules.
everyone just keeps calling. Everyone just keeps calling Kenta's phone to get a hold of Nobuaki, because Riona calls, and this is where best girl of the show enters, and she's just fucking chilling on her bed. She's just like, hey, let's talk about the Kings game. Meet me at my house. And he goes, I can't. I'm in an abandoned village. She goes, what? Meet me here at noon. And he goes, okay, I guess.
I can't. I'm in an abandoned village. She goes, hurry the fuck up, okay?
Cue it trying to become a normal anime for the first couple of fucking scenes of the.
That girl's just trying to elbow her way into being a main character because she wasn't for the last 6 episodes. She wasn't a main character.
She looks. She's like, Nobuaki's current entourage is all dead. There's room for me now.
Yeah, time for me, my place in the starlight. When she showed up, I was like, that better not be the bitch that choked her dog.
It looks
And then
like
I
her, but-
decided later that it wasn't her because her house wasn't trashed and there was no mom underneath the bookcase.
Yeah, she just sent.
Oh, it was when
over-
she goes. It was when she goes like, my parents will think I'm weird if I let you inside or something like that. I was like, oh, so her parents aren't underneath the bookcase, so it must not be her.
So they get the order for all of them to sit in a circle in order of their seats, and they have to break. If they break a finger on their left hand, that gives somebody positive points. And if they break a finger on their right hand, they give somebody negative points. And the person with the most negative points at the end of the game dies.
Again, everybody's an idiot. That's going to come into play here. And also, there's another moment where you go, there's that many fucking people left?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Again, for the second time.
Beauty School Dropout decides to give Nobuaki a haircut, though.
Appropriate time to do
Yeah,
this.
you're like, what the fuck?
Appropriate time. Sit down in this here chair, and I'm going to cut your hair in front of everyone.
His
It
plan.
makes sense though. It
to-
makes sense though.
His plan to have everybody skip until it was him wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad plan at first. Because mainly Nobuaki wasn't involved. He didn't tell Nobuaki about the plan. Because Nobuaki would have been like, don't do it. And then all it took was one person to break a finger and kill that guy. Which eventually happens anyway.
Yep.
Episode 9.
My thing is like, why didn't they? So this bitch gets out of it by convincing your friend to fucking save her ass, right?
Yeah.
This is episode 9.
Episode 9. Well,
Yeah, this
episode
is
9, he breaks one finger to give Nobuaki 1 positive point, and then he breaks all of his hand to give Natsuko 4 negative points. Wait, he says that he'll give Natsuko 5 points if she doesn't give back their phones, because she also stole Nobuaki's phone. And so she goes, fine. And so she gives him back the phones and goes, you stupid bitch. I give you 4 negative points. And she goes, that wasn't
Fucking
the deal.
got her.
And he goes,
Yeah,
no,
it was.
I told you I wouldn't give you 5. So he gives her 4 negative points, and he gives 1 to Ami, who is Natsuko's friend, who we've seen like once.
She looks like Android 18.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just have somebody else break a finger too to give her a negative point? They're like, okay, this guy's gonna break all 5 of his fingers. How about like I'll take 1 for the team. I'll break 1 finger. But what about you, Brian? Yeah, sure, I'll break 1 finger.
Let's all give her like 10, so it's impossible
Yeah,
Exactly.
for her to
now
come
this
back.
crazy bitch has 7 negative points. It's impossible for her to come back. Even if she pins
that
it
was
right down and
ridiculous.
breaks the shit out of her hand.
This is the...
Go
Go ahead.
Okay, this is also he's also super catty about it. After he breaks his like whole hand, he's like you're gonna have to break your whole hand to give yourself points. Here you go, bitch, and he kicks the rock at her.
He's like, this'll fucking help you.
All right, what were you
rock.
gonna say?
I was going to say, this is... halfway through, I had to stop on this particular episode just because this is the episode where I was like, I don't have anything else to say about this episode except for watch episode 8 of this anime, and this is the only one you would need to watch to see how fucking garbage this anime absolutely is. Don't need to watch anything else. If you just watch episode 8, you realize how fucking trash this anime is, and then you never have to watch it ever
No,
again.
you do watch the whole thing for all the deaths.
Yeah. So, wait, episode 8, like the one that we just talked about before this one, the haircut episode.
Yeah, this one.
We're on episode 9 now.
Yeah, Anthony, you fucking idiot.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so fuck, what were we talking about? Oh, so he kicks the rock at her, and everyone skips giving a finger, and even her, Natsuko skips giving a finger.
She's like, I can't break my fingers. Oh.
And then it gets to Ami, and Ami's like, I thought Natsuko would break a finger to at least save me. I would have broken all my fingers. And then Natsuko uses the fucking rock to break all of Ami's fingers. Because it's this whole, what is it? She pushes somebody to, if you push somebody to the brink, they're easier to manipulate.
And then she also makes the case that the reason she didn't break her finger is because when you're on the edge like that, you don't think rationally. And then her friend's like, "Oh, she wasn't thinking rationally. She must still love me. I'll give all my points to her." Oh,
And then Natsuko breaks her thumb to give her 1 extra point.
to give her 1 point. She's like, "See, I saved you. I did it for you."
And then we also hear some info about Natsuko's King's Game, which sounds like infinitely more interesting than what we're currently watching. Because it sounds like they, like, right off the bat, they started, like, doing underhandedly, like, manipulating each other.
Yeah, fucking each other over and shit. Sounds a little bit more exciting. But then again, sometimes you don't want to think about when you're watching teenagers die. You just want to watch them die. But this episode sucks because no teenagers die. They just break all their hands.
Nope, a
No,
teenager dies
episode
at the end of
9. Yeah.
A teenager dies
Yeah,
at the end of
episode
this
9.
episode.
This sequence of events, it slows down like the pace of teenager deaths by a significant portion. Because usually they're just popping them all right off, but right now it's like, oh, they're all sitting around
Well,
not
it's a
dying.
lot of breaking of fingers.
Yeah.
And so
And I don't
then,
want to
tell
watch
you
them
right
break
fucking
their
now.
fingers.
Yeah.
I want to watch them to get all cut up into pieces by nothing.
well, we get after they go visit the hospital, of course, because
Yeah, we needed that scene.
do you think the doctor is like, how the fuck did two kids come in with broken ass hands?
Looks like you guys
They were cooking.
banged.
They were cooking
They're
in the
cooking in
forest.
the
Rock?
mountains.
Looks like you guys banged a rock all over your hands. Yeah, we were cooking in the mountains.
And so they get to they all reconvene again, and Natsuko reveals that she blocked the king on Beauty School Dropout's phone because who doesn't have a lock on their phone like nowadays? Like what the fuck?
Right.
And then he ends up getting decapitated, which is fucking-
Great.
Yep. Oh yeah.
He's able to have a whole conversation when his head's like half on.
Seriously, this is the most
kicks
morbid
his head.
ending.
Yeah, it gets pretty dark because Rio,
Yep.
who's a character,
Oh yeah.
shows up. He's like, "I bought you a hat," and he puts the hat on the fucking headless corpse.
He's like, "What? Why aren't you saying anything?
Oh yeah.
You don't like your hat?" And you're like, "Oh God, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Oh yeah. It was
This shit ain't
ridiculous.
real.
It was
This shit
ridiculous
ain't real."
and very
was-
off-putting. I said I
You thought
needed
it was
to watch it.
off-putting?
Yes, very much so.
Thought it was kind of comical.
No.
Show me those pearly whites. He fucking says that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. That's
like-
off-putting.
It's funny like Weekend at Bernie's is funny.
No. That guy getting
Yeah.
Ebola in front of everybody and blowing up, that was funny. That was funny.
I will,
This is funny too. It's like Weekend at Bernie's.
Episode 12 has the only off-putting part for me. Like the part, a part where I'm like, ugh. Like I just felt uncomfortable with.
None of it except for the dog.
Except for
And
the-
I think it's because it's animated. Like if that was in Saw where a guy was like just decapitated and they put a hat on his head, it would be a little eh. Or the Ebola, if that was live action, would be really, really off-putting. Watching somebody's skin turn like that. But the fact that it's animated, just
So,
I think they can get away with a lot.
as it fades to black with the whole putting the hat on the body, we're then introed into episode 10.
Show me those pearly whites.
Who's the faster idiot?
Yeah, episode 10 is a fucking race to a mountaintop.
It's the
And
the slowest race of all time.
every 8 hours, whoever's in last place dies.
Dies. Perfect.
And so the weird part is it starts us off with them already running, and Nobuaki isn't running yet. Like everyone else has already started running, and Nobuaki's like, "Ami, come on!" And Ami's like, "I broke my hand like just a couple hours ago for my best friend, who's a complete psychopath. So I kind of just want to die."
She just took off. Actually, she didn't even try to run with me. She just ran. She just ran off.
She's a lot faster than the rest of us. I don't know if you remember the first episode, but that's
Yeah.
established.
That was
then,
established. It's coming
piggyback
back
rape.
around.
Piggyback rape happens.
Yeah, and then he picks her up against her will and says, "You're gonna run," even though that should count as using a form of transportation. It says you're not allowed to use a form of transportation, and you have to run the whole way. And she carries her.
Dies immediately. She should have died.
Her head should have blown up.
Ah, and it would have rained all over him. Oh,
And so,
Yep.
and so eventually
anime.
he catches up to Riona because Riona's like such a pretty girl that she doesn't like work on cardio. So they catch
Yeah.
her. And
when you're a hot girl like that, everyone buys you everything you never want.
And speaking of buying stuff, Nobuaki takes a break from the race to go buy all three of them sodas.
Yeah, he's like, "Here's a soda, girl."
And Riona goes,
He's like,
"We don't have time for this." And I'm like, "Thank you, Riona."
Is this
No,
the
but
laying
like,
on the
no,
beach
no, we're gonna catch
episode?
up.
No, no,
people.
not
We're gonna
that.
break their legs.
That's later.
Okay.
It's
We're
funny.
gonna break their legs with an iron pipe, and then we're gonna win.
And so then it cuts to the rest of the class running together. And as they're running up these stairs, this guy's like, you know what? We haven't had a heel turn in a while. And he grabs the guy in frront of him and pulls the guy
Grabs
down.
Matsutoshi.
He goes, "Heel turn," and he throws him down the stairs.
And he does a WWE style, like, it goes, "Oh no, oh no, oh no."
Greatest anime betrayals.
And then he runs away. And this is something that makes me mad, is that they make you feel like this girl is slowly becoming a heel. Where she's like, "We gotta leave him behind. Like, he like, we can't stop moving." And it's like, she's absolutely right. No, her survival instincts finally kicked in. It took a while, but it worked. Yeah,
She's correct. Yes.
you guys can't stay with this guy. And she goes, And they're like, oh, but we got it. She goes, no, we got to go. We should
Also,
go.
the fact of the matter is, you guys can't stay as a group either.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just makes the ending more brutal. Like,
Yeah.
like imagine if they all stayed in a group, it'd be like 8 hours are coming up. People would be hitting each other. People would be tripping each other. It'd be like, it's better that they all spread out because that way at least people who died are slower people.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? This is something I thought was weird. Is that Nobuaki, like, Riona decides to stay behind because she's slow, so Nobuaki and Ami catch up with the main group without running into the injured guy.
Matsutoshi, yeah.
They're just like, huh. And then, even Riona passes the guy, and they don't know that they passed the guy. So like, I guess they can talk, they do bring up, like, in episode 11 that there's different routes, but, like, why wouldn't everyone be taking the fastest route? Like, why wouldn't anyone take out the Google Maps and be like, all right, guys, this is, like, 5 minutes faster than going the other way?
Right.
They do have phones on them.
Well, yeah, that's how they get the orders.
Yeah, but that would
Unless you
be
throw 'em on
common
the ground.
sense.
Unless you throw them
That
on
would
the
be
ground.
common sense, Something everybody in this show lacks.
And so as they're running, Riona, Nobuaki, and I refer to him as Concussion Boy, decide to hang out.
They're like, you
on
know
the
what?
beach. Like Anthony said earlier, they hang
You know
out on
what?
the beach
Fuck
and enjoy the
this game.
sunset.
You know
Well,
what?
he
Fuck
throws
this
a
game.
he
Let's
gets
go on the beach.
he's like unconscious and then like falls into the water. And I said, you know what this show needs to address? Nobu's lack of nipples. That's the real issue here. Because they animate him without any
Also, what a
nipples.
terrible lifeguard.
I was going to
It's
ask,
two, and you
underwater.
can't even pick him up?
How about underwater CPR? Is that word? You breathe in their
Right.
mouth and you punch them in the chest?
No. No, it doesn't.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
there's
this
no
is where-
air down there, Jake.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, punch.
Let me spit water into your mouth. And then...
This is what I said. This
No.
is all happening while he's underwater, by the way. I fucking dare you to hold your breath that long. If you do it, you'll end your suffering and never have to watch this garbage anime ever again.
What kind of dude gets to a guy and can't get him up? He was running track earlier. You can't kick to the surface with a fucking... People float, motherfucker. They're not heavy underwater.
Then we... Oh, go ahead.
I like before he jumps in, he's about to jump in, and Rihanna goes, no! Like, he's like, I gotta save him. She goes, save him without jumping in. He goes, I'm like, that's literally impossible.
And apparently that guy's made of rocks, so he just...
that
apparently,
guy
he
also
just
swallowed a
Nobuaki.
bunch of boulders before jumping in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He swallowed the boulders so no one would be able to throw him downstairs.
And then
If
it is a perfect time to lay on the beach and have a nice romantic moment with fucking Riona.
But first, he has some Force Ghost.
Oh, he's got
visions.
yep.
He has Kenta, his best friend for all of 24 hours,
He
and
sees
Haircut
Chad.
Guy, his best friend for all of 5 hours. And
This is
Chimi.
way... He's known these people for way longer than he knew the people in the first Kings game, so these are like serious relationships for this guy.
Chimi's the only one from the previous Kings game who's there. And it's like, why not Naoya? They're like his best friend.
Oh, yeah.
We get a little bit of Sundari Riona, where she's like warming him up, and he's like, oh, she's like, it's not because I like you, it's because this is the quickest way to warm you up. And I'm like, yeah, you fucking soon all over that dairy.
Not the quickest.
It's not like I'm enjoying this or anything, idiot.
I do. Then the episode cuts off because as they're running up, Nobuaki has been paying attention to the clock, and he goes, okay, someone's going to get punished. He goes, oh, I got to tie my shoe. I'm like, that's the cleverest thing that Nobuaki has done. and then it ends, and then everyone's like, oh, will Nobuaki live? Obviously. They're not going to kill him in episode fucking 11.
Episode, yeah.
Well, you got Drowning Guy that'll die, and then...
Well, that's the thing.
Fucking-
Apparently, Drowning Guy was still alive. Like, by the time that order... like, how long did it take... How long did they spend on the beach, and how far did they run from the beach?
Right,
And how long does
right.
it take to drown?
He's down there going...
And he gets the text that says... Because he gets punished by drowning. He's like... Okay.
He reads it, he's like, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, no
Oh.
shit.
No shit.
All these boulders.
Real creative, King.
And Riona promises to kick Nobuaki in the balls if he tries to do that again. And so then they play rock, paper, and then time passes, and they realize they're still in the back, and they play rock, paper, scissors to see who will lose. Also, this is by the time I realized that Riona's top is like a boob window, and I started to enjoy the show more.
Right.
Uh,
What did I write for
is.
that?
I was like, I was watching, and I was like, oh shit, when did she switch into that sports bra, dude? Let's do this thing. This is great.
Where did I write that? I wrote something very similar to that. I was like, not that it really adds to anything, but I mean, the sports bra, yeah, keep it in.
Point for the anime.
Point for the
And so Nobuaki tricks her by saying like whoever wins gets like he says, all right, we'll play rock paper scissors, like implying the loser has to die, and he wins, and he goes, no, the winner gets to pick who wins or dies, and then she kicks him in the balls.
He goes, isn't that how it goes? The winner gets what they want, right?
Yeah, and then she's like, remember I told you I'd kick you in the balls if you did this again, and then kicks him in the balls.
Total tsundere move.
Total secondary move. And then she tries to run, but she has bad cardio, and then he outruns her.
Then he outruns her.
And then we find out Ami died instead, because Ami picked a different route that would make her go farther away.
Because she was clearly in the back the whole time. Like
she went a different route that would put her geographically farther away.
Like apparently they were running up two sides of the same.
Yeah.
yeah, I know, but the whole time I was like, isn't that fucking broken hand bitch in the back? Like I was just thinking that. I was never worried about Nobuyaki because I was like, it's got to be that broken hand bitch, right? They have to be past her.
I wrote goodbye, Ami, you useless headless bitch.
Another great,
that's right, her head
great
falls
decapitation.
off. My
Yeah,
God.
the air just cuts right through her. Her head falls off for no reason.
Yep. Oh yeah.
This anime
Man.
loves just people's body parts falling off for no reason.
But then we get the final flashback.
Yep. The final exposition.
And we find out Nobuaki killed Chimi, but not really. He wasn't even touching the knife. He was just holding her arms, and she stabs herself.
I did it. I killed her. I did it.
It's ridiculous. I feel like that scene should have been immediately after the immolation scene. Like right after Rhea sets herself on fire.
It didn't become more effective with time.
Right. That didn't make me care about it more. It's just they should have showed that earlier.
Exactly. So,
I even was like, oh shit, there's another flashback. Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
we find out Natsuko makes it to the point, and so then she's like, time to fuck with people. And she digs a hole, and a guy trips in it. And then she breaks that guy's leg because he doesn't get
Like
up.
fucking Kathy Bates.
She's like, hey fucker, you fell in my hole. Looks like you fell in my pit trap.
Something random, though. Like, all these kids, for 16 straight hours at least, pretty good shape.
Doing okay.
Doing
They're
okay.
doing okay.
That fat kid from
Even
the previous
Rio,
Kings
who
game,
apparently is
he wouldn't have made it.
super out of shape.
That fat kid from the previous Kings game, he wouldn't have made it.
Oh, no, he wouldn't have. He was like, he would have seen the freaking thing and be like, don't worry, guys, I'll take one for the team. I'll hang out here.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get sodas.
What time is it now? How much time do I got? I guess I'll play Monster Hunter for the rest of the time.
All right. I got 8 hours. I got at least enough time to jack off. Like, I don't know, a lot. All right, bye.
Anybody want to stay with me? I'll let you be die second. No? Okay. I'll just be here. Just to let you guys know you got another 8-hour window. Just
Well, you guys technically got 16 hours before you guys have to start killing each other.
Right.
'Cause
yeah.
I got 8 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm gonna go get a pizza.
And then new heel girl
Yeah,
finds
ponytail girl.
blonde guy
I'm evil now.
and fucking gets him.
Yeah, again, her reaction
Fucking
is
got
not
him.
bad. Her reaction of, this guy fucking tried to kill a classmate, serves him right, is perfect. It's only where her best friend's like hanging on the cliff, and she goes, long live the king, and runs away.
Fucking got her. Fucking
like,
got him.
I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah.
And then, so she is perfectly fine with killing off her best friend right there. And then she runs into Natsuko, and Natsuko goes, I'm gonna win the game. She goes, no! And then she jumps off a cliff and dies.
Yeah. She has this like weird like flashback, and like I said, oh what the fuck? Watch out for that cliff. Oh, never mind.
Oh! It's like that SpongeBob episode where Patrick's running at the cliff, and there's a big sign that says "Danger Cliff," and it goes "Danger," and he smashes through the sign and falls off the cliff.
There you go. So she jumps off and she dies. And then the remainder of our crew, Rio, Riona, Nobuaki, and Glasses, are running up, and Natsuko goes, hey, you'll have to get past me.
There's 4 of us. There's 4 of us and one of you, you crazy bitch.
Let's all beat the shit out of her.
And then episode 12 happens, this series finale. It starts off with Nobuaki going, "Oh yeah, I'm a dude," and pushes her down,
Fucking
and then
shoulder.
kicks her in the face.
Yeah, shoulder checks
That's
her
for
and
you,
kicks her in
Chad.
the face. Oh yeah,
He remembers
visions of
what Chad
Chad.
does, so
Visions of Chad. That's what happens.
And then, so they all make it to there, and Natsuko goes, like that was a pretty good kick, Nobuaki. And then Nobuaki gets knocked the fuck out by Ryo holding a rock.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
And then they get their final order, they get the order, which turns out to be their final order, which is they have to make a human doll out of pieces of their body, but the thing is they have to cut off their own pieces. And so
That's how I heard it too. Yeah, like
so
I didn't
Ryo-
understand.
Yeah, right. It's weird. And so then Ryo goes, "I'll volunteer. I'll cut off all my pieces, and I'll be a man." And then he goes to cut off his leg,
Just
because
just
Natsuko
like the-
finds a chainsaw.
Yeah.
He goes, I'll be a man, just like the hair cutter got a man. Because he showed me
'Cause
how
he
to be
broke-
brave.
Because he broke his
He
own
broke
hand.
his fingers. He made me be brave. And then fucking crazy in the head, crazy in the bed's like, I found a fucking chainsaw.
I found a chainsaw. And he goes, "Perfect." And he goes to cut off. By the way, I don't know about you guys, but I go arm, and then maybe leg next.
Yeah.
Don't
yeah.
start leg.
Don't start
Don't
leg.
start
You've got to
leg.
cut off a couple arms. Nobody would start leg. This kid's an idiot.
Yeah.
Nobody
yeah.
would start leg.
And so he goes,
You could cut off an arm and get through it. Your leg, you're done. You're not
Yeah.
cutting through your leg and living. No way.
and so he goes to cut through his leg, and he's screaming, and Natsuko goes, "Oh, you're stuck on your bone," and then steps on the chainsaw, and he cuts
And
through.
it goes all the way through, and then he fucking dies.
That's
And he's
the
screaming. He's ah.
the look, the way his
happens.
body looks, like the bulging eyes and cross-eyed. That
Yeah.
was actually a little off-putting when I saw that.
They do that a lot though.
Yeah.
I wasn't like off-putted by like the other stuff. Like I guess it was this one because like 1 second he's like screaming and then the next he's just not and he's dead. Like just was a little off-putting.
Right. Right.
And then crazy girl's like, shit, he only gave us one leg.
He's like, "All right, time to cut up Nobuaki." And then Glasses
Yeah.
wakes up and she goes, "You killed Ryo." And she goes, "Well, Ryo killed himself."
Yeah.
And then she kills Glasses.
Yeah, she literally
Yeah.
does say that. She's like, well, he cut off his own leg. You didn't see it, but he did.
He did that himself. And then she kills Glasses. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Because Glasses loved Ryo and it was like, okay, what the fuck?
I'll save the day. Who are you?
And then at this point, Nobuaki wakes up, and Nobuaki, Riona, and Natsuko decide to put all their clues together. They're like, "Oh, hey, there's
No.
only 3 of us.
Don't work together. That'd be a stupid idea.
We should work
They
together."
wake up and they're like, did you just kill those two? And she's like, kinda. And they're like, well, let's work together.
And they find out that the king's message is,
Dick butt.
anyone who survives a king's game spreads the virus.
The King's game lives within you.
Yeah, the king's game lives within
Or you can die, right?
Well,
It's like it won't stop until literally everybody's dead. That's
Yeah,
what it
so
says.
anyone who
Like-
plays the game is infected.
It shows Nobu's text that he got when he won last time, and it says like on his text it says your final challenge is you can choose to die right now or continue the king keep playing.
It's like continue the king's game or be punished.
But he
Yeah.
never says that. They show
Keep
us,
punished or
the
keep
audience,
playing.
that, but he never says that to the current members of the.
Well, that's why
Of the
Natsuko,
game.
Natsuko hates him for
Yeah,
that.
she
Yeah.
says no, it never ends.
Yeah.
She goes, it's
Yeah,
like she's like, because they're both winners. So Natsuko goes, like, you kept telling everybody they could win and they can't, and that's what makes you worse than me. She's like, I played the villain because that gave some people somebody to hate. You gave them false hope. That's much worse than what I did.
She says it. She's like,
Yeah.
you know how it ends. You know it.
And then Riona stabs her in the back with a chainsaw.
She's about to kill him, and she fucking.
Yep. She gets him.
She gets a
Fucking
really
lance.
weird animated like action like motion. She's like,
Oh yeah, she
"Ah."
does too. It's like an
Yeah.
anime. It's like a Sword Art Online dash.
Oh
at
yeah.
her.
Oh yeah.
Going in, it, gotta go.
And so then she stabs her and she kills Natsuko because then Natsuko wakes up and slashes.
That's it. Oh yeah, she not dead. She not
double
dead.
tap.
I don't get how a high school girl slides a chainsaw to her back.
Oh
And I
yeah.
also don't get how a person sneaks up on a person with a chainsaw. Because
That is a chainsaw over there.
she slices Novaki's neck.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is that they would have heard that starting up.
Oh yeah,
That's
ridiculous.
So
Double tap, dude. Double tap.
Nobuaki dies. Natsuko dies. Natsuko says, "I'm in love with Nobuaki, and if you're in love with someone, you got to kill them." Take that, Riona, and dies.
Stupid.
And so Riona becomes the technical winner of the King's Game. Then she
And
drags...
who was she? Oh, we only met her 3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Nobuaki goes to heaven with all of his friends, and Natsuko, who got to heaven too.
Yeah, right. She also got.
Even though she literally killed one of the guys there.
She's like, ooh, sorry. He's like, really? How are you here? How are you here? You murdered me.
And then they look around, there's Hitler, and he's just like, "Oh, hello, I'm here too." It's like, what?
It was a King's Game. It was a very long.
And
I had to win the King's Game.
And they're just like... So, and then Riona drags Nobuaki all the way back to the beach, which is
Back
really
down
fucking far.
Seriously.
And then she
fast traveled. She had already been there before, so she just opened up her map.
then she cuddles with him, and she's really sad, and then she drags his body into the water. I don't know if you guys picked up on this. I had to Google it. Yeah, she kills herself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she.
Oh yeah,
She drowns herself. And then no one wins the King's Game. But guess what? At the end of the credits, the King's Game spreads anyway.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Like,
Because
how
they need season 2,
stupid.
baby.
And it says
And
to
then-
be continued, and I said,
And I said,
no.
yeah. I said, oh no, please God, no, no, and I shut it off.
This fucking show, with just its flashbacks, with its assuming I care about characters that I've known for an episode, is just so bad. It's like, fucking A, man. Handshakers at least introduce some character motivation. This one's like, hey, here's this character. And it's like, yeah. And she's
30
blind
times.
now. Okay. And now she's dead.
Yeah, but try not to laugh. Try
But
not to
what
laugh.
happened? Why? What? Oh, also she liked Nobuaki. But what else? Oh, that's it.
Where are you?
I'm
What?
fucking blind, asshole. I don't know what the fuck I am.
So,
You left me.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm ready to go into rating this thing.
Oh, I'll rate it. I'll rate it all night, baby.
All right. So we'll end the spoilers. Welcome back for those of you who skipped the spoiler section. Now we're going to go into our spoiler-free rating system. And for those of you who don't know, our rating system has 3 options. The first one being trash, where we consider this anime trash. It belongs in the dumpster. People who hated it had the right to hate it. And if you like it, maybe you have really, really bad poor taste. The second option is a recycle bin, where there is some redeeming factor to this anime. And if you have an actual interest in watching it, you should watch it. And if you don't really have an interest, don't go out of your way to watch it. Then we have a find, where we consider the anime to be actually good and the hate was unwarranted and you should put the show on your to-watch list. So, hey, how about you start us off?
Right on. Okay, so if Saw was run by a cell phone and it was a game and everybody died and that was what you were going for, then this would be an anime that I would totally recommend to people. However, this anime is not one that I would recommend to a sober person. I would recommend it to anybody who... I would recommend this to anybody that gets together with their friends, they have a couple of beers, and sits back and laughs at how fucking ridiculous this anime absolutely is.
Take a shot every time a teenager dies.
Take a shot every single time a teenager
You die.
dies dramatically.
In the first episode, you die.
You'd end your suffering.
Okay,
You'd end
multiple
your
deaths at once counts as one shot.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to find the good in the show. I really and truly am, and I think that the timing was absolutely off. I 100% support the fixing the flashbacks. Honestly, I think that if you were to go back and fix most of the flashbacks and actually go through chronologically and fix, a lot of the timing of the anime itself, I think that the premise of the story was still kind of lame, but that definitely would have been a more redeeming factor for it. But to be honest, the show was absolute trash. I'm keeping it there. Watch it if you're drunk and hanging out with your buds. That's the only reason why I would recommend it.
All right. DJ?
It's recycling bin.
What?
Oh,
What?
God. No.
It's fucking funny. The whole anime.
To
is
quote
fucking
you from
funny.
freaking our
No.
first one, you're insane. You're
Yep.
insane putting this
From
on the site.
I don't agree with
Ebola, from Ebola all the way through. This shit is hilarious. If you are not the type of person that finds a little bit of morbid things funny, if you think the show Happy Tree Friends is a little much, you're one of the people that goes, well, that's just not a nice show. If you're that type of person, don't watch this fucking show. But if you're that person that watches Happy Tree Friends and goes, oh, what the fuck, watch it. You'd love it. You'll love this anime. You don't have to worry about any stupid plot or any of that because it's got none of that stuff. All right? It doesn't have any of that. It doesn't bog you down with. I mean, it tries. It tries to have plot. It tries to bog you down with the message and this is how people would act given their natural instincts. But it doesn't do a good job of that. So in the end, who cares? We're just watching teenagers die. Fucking, let's do it. Let's watch some teenagers die. I mean, Saw does a better job of conveying like a message like, ooh, this is how people, this is like blah, 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 and like having a plot, like a plot line all the way through. But it's a lot like Saw. It's like, your murder porn or whatever you call it. It's fun. And it's fucking funny. There's a part where a guy's head spins around 16 times. And he looks at the camera and he goes, do I look okay, guys? And then his fucking head explodes.
Jesus.
Talk about a good time, huh?
Oh. Watch it. Like I said, Anthony said, watch it with your friends. Get drunk.
Welcome to my
Get
Tuesday.
Get some beers, take a drink every time a teenager dies. Some cocktails, maybe.
All right. For me, maybe I could have forgiven a lot of this anime if it was split into like 6 episode arcs. Like the first 6 episodes strictly focused on the first King's game, and then the 6 episodes focused strictly on the second King's game. Maybe I could forgive a lot more for this, but I could
It would
not.
be a lot better if it was that way.
I think that they would have to do it like continuity-wise. Like they would have to spread it out indefinitely, like the way that most of the Fate, series works. You have Fate Stay Night, and then you also have Fate Zero. And the time frame in between the two is set. It's something that you can recognize. It's easy to see that this takes place.
Yeah, that's why
many
flashbacks
years.
don't work with that.
Exactly.
And
So I mean, like,
yeah, you couldn't. For example, you can flashback. You can have Fate Stay Night and then flashback scenes from Fate Zero during it.
Right.
It would make any
No.
sense.
no.
Yeah, so I could have forgiven a lot more of the show if I did that. I enjoy my edgy shows as much as the next guy. I love Future Diary. I love Another. Another is fucking is anime Final Destination. But fuck, this. I like edginess with some sort of attempt at plot. This was just bad. This was bad, and it only got worse. It was like watching a fire from a safe distance, and then you see that there are babies in the fire, so you start to look away, but then the babies are holding fireworks, so then you look back,
You're like,
and
oh,
then
fuck,
you're like, wait, the babies are holding fireworks? And you look, and then the fireworks are actually spelling out racial slurs, and then you're like, and then you look away, and then Billy Joel shows up and he's singing "We Didn't Start the Fire," and you look back, and then you're just sitting there staring, and you don't know what you're looking at anymore, and now you're questioning if Billy Joel did start this fire, and you're just
He didn't. He sang about it.
you're just sitting there, you're looking at this mess, and at the end of the day it ends, and you wasted all this time staring at this, and you don't know what happened, and it's just a huge waste of time. So for me, it's going in the trash. It's going in the trash.
It's hilarious.
I agree.
It's so
100% agree.
bad. It's such a waste of time.
It's
Maybe
hilarious.
if you watch it with... I will give you guys points, because I am planning on watching it one other time. But yeah, I get it. It's like watching it
It's
with
the best one we've watched so far.
Fuck you.
At least it doesn't have the most potential to be good, but it's the best one we've watched so far.
So, like, Eromanga Sensei has far more potential to be a great show than this show does. But this show is, out of all three, the most entertaining. Eromanga Sensei could be an amazing show. The other one, Handshakers, not so much. This one has more potential than Handshakers, but not much potential. They don't really have a storyline at all to even go on to like make it better. But man, is it hilarious! It's the most fun I had watching so far.
I hated this show. Like
Come on, people's heads explode like every episode. Every episode, somebody's heads.
It was just way over the top. It was like, you know what? I just want to draw people dying. Like, yeah, dude, let's do it.
That's pretty.
All right, let's.
That's pretty much it.
Let's move on past this show. Let's forget about King's Game, and let's talk about a show that we all have enjoyed. Really quick.
Are we going to let Anthony fix it or no?
Oh, we didn't talk about that during the spoiler section, huh?
No, it's okay. Doesn't need to be fixed. This is trash anime.
Come on, it doesn't need to be fixed because it's so good.
You know, you fix it, you change the reason. I don't know.
You just watch it with your boys. Let's watch some teenagers die.
We've already. I mean, we've touched on like the biggest things that we would change, and I think that as far as chronological order is concerned, I think that that's the biggest thing that you would change. Maybe not make it a computer virus. I thought that was a little fucking lame. I don't know.
Yeah, I would definitely watch it. I think, like I said, it'd be a lot more forgiving if it had a linear story. Very similar how it was said about Handshakers. I'd be very forgiving of Handshakers if it was a linear story. I love Lost, and I guess I'm spoiled by flashbacks like done really well in Lost. Instead of this.
One thing that helped me was I was not expecting anything. Like, nothing from the plot, nothing from anything. Because I've kind of learned that with this show, the animes I watch aren't going to be fucking good. So when they started to set up twists and turns and shit in the beginning of this anime, I'm like, this isn't going anywhere. I'm not going to get my hopes up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to move on to our show of the season. And our show of the season is Killing Bites. DJ, very briefly, in like 12 words, could you explain what Killing Bites is?
Do you want me to do the thing or?
I want you to do the thing.
12 words. The one with the sharpest fangs wins. That's what Killing Bites is.
Oh.
I think that is exactly 12 words.
Yeah, I think that's 12. Oh, wow. Look at you.
All right.
That was 12.
That's 12. All right, so there we go. That's what Killing Bites is. We're going to throw up the spoiler. We're only going to be talking about episode 6 today. We had to record a little bit early due to a scheduling issue, but we'll just go ahead and we'll talk about episodes 7, 8, and 9 next podcast. So, episode 6, we got introduced to Cobra cannons.
Like, man, the guy who animated that, he loved it. He loved every second of that.
I was going to say, fun fact, did you guys know snakes do have 2 penises?
I did not. Not until this episode.
Did we look it up?
I had to look it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the snakes have 2 penises. And fuck, that's right out of the Honey Badger video, because the snake bites her. Or, no, he poisons her through the air. And she falls unconscious. And he's like, I'm a raper. Just slashes him, cuts him in half, and she goes, man, where the hell am I?
It's straight out of it. It really is.
Because Honey Badger fell asleep.
She don't give a fuck. Honey Badger don't give a fuck.
And then you find out, this is also fucking cool, Cheetah's see in slow motion.
Right.
And so...
Because they...
Like, as she's being swung around, she's like, oh, no, just brace myself. Because she's getting swung around by Gecko.
And it's because she moves so fast, right? Or
Yeah.
It's
because they normally see.
Yeah. Okay.
We find out that crocodiles have a healing factor and are immune to HIV?
So...
It's like immune or has cells that kill HIV or something.
Something like that.
Well, the healing factor makes sense because didn't we talk about last time how we were like, whoa, how did the crocodile get up so fast from that?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. The water thing, yeah. Then apparently, like, he fully transformed, and that's why he got so big?
Yeah, he went full Killer Croc.
Yeah, that's what it was.
The this show just gets better. Like every episode,
Every single episode.
every single episode, I am more entertained.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, I was thinking about stuff to say about this one, and it's like, there's not much other than summarizing what happened. There's not much to say. I mean, it's good. You should watch it.
This one was a good episode.
It's a good show. You should watch it. I've said it every episode. I've said it every time.
Every time.
It's a good show.
It
You
just
should watch
keeps building. It just keeps building off itself.
Yeah, this one was good.
It's got all the things anime needs. It's got stuff fighting. It's got a crazy concept. It's got chicks with big boobs. It's got a protagonist that you could step right into the shoes of. He's one of the best anime protagonists ever, too.
When they're applauding him for his beautiful decision making.
Yeah, because he turns the tide. He's
Yeah.
like, you turned the tide of that fight. Everyone's like, yeah, you did. And he's like,
He's just looking back.
Yeah,
He's like,
I did.
I'm glad that worked out.
he's like, awesome.
He's the best anime protagonist.
You find out Fangirl is Hippo's piece player.
Yep.
And she purposely moved in there, and he was like, that's where he's like, I'll gladly die for killing bites. And she goes, no, don't fucking do that. Like, we spent money turning you into this. Like, live. And so that's what I like too, is like everyone's like sitting there going how they'll gladly die, and like their team is like, oh, we're team give up if you're hurt.
We're team timeout. We spent a lot of money on this. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll train you again, and you can get back in there and try another time.
And Bunny Girl's digging.
What the fuck? Why is she digging? What is she gonna dig?
I'm thinking it's a plan. Like she's gonna like haul out a huge section of the island, and someone's gonna step and it's gonna like give them the advantage.
I was thinking that. I was also thinking she might just be hiding.
You might also just be digging.
Yeah, this is so fun. I love this.
Because bunnies, they go in the goddamn ground. I've rode my bike past a rabbit before, and they just ran into the ground.
Yeah, there's.
I can't get him while he's in there.
DJ got off his bike and tried to get the rabbit.
Come out,
Come here.
motherfucker.
Come here, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, and so again, I'm interested to see where it goes. It looks like next episode we're going to see what the cloaked guy is going to be.
Shido?
No,
Cheeto?
Shido's the
No, not Shido.
is the player for Tiger.
I thought you said
Oh,
Cheeto.
yeah.
I also thought he said Cheeto.
I was like, we already saw Cheetah, dude. It's not Cheeto, okay?
I
It's
just
Pink Panther, I think.
he's Pink Panther. He removes the hood and he just gives you a cheeky little look.
He's got a couple of diamonds and he like sticks it in his pockets that he doesn't have. Like,
They're like, where'd he go?
He walks in like one door and then the lights turn on. That door's not there anymore.
Like I said last episode, if that dude's a blue whale, he's gonna win killing bites. That's for sure.
Not if Bunny hollows out the island. Oh wait, no,
Not
then he'll be in the water. His natural
Yeah,
habitat.
he'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
Not even honey badger can beat blue whale. No way.
probably not.
You just swallow her.
All right.
No,
He
what
did
did we
Pinocchio.
say? What did we say he was the last time?
I have elephant.
A zebra.
DJ says zebra. I think
I said he was a zebra.
you have rhinoceros.
Oh,
Yeah.
if he's a zebra, you guys are gonna have egg on your face.
All right. So yep, we'll have more to talk about Killing Bites next because we'll have 3 episodes.
It felt like, well, it was one episode, and it kind of felt like an interim episode a little bit.
Yeah, there wasn't like it was kind of just finishing off what was built up
Yeah,
on the
right,
last episode.
right.
And it kind of built up the next probably two episodes.
Yeah. So we'll because Gecko's still up. So it's Gecko versus Cheetah and Honey Badger.
Yeah, they've got to pay that off, and then they're probably going to pay off the cloaked guy. So the next one's going to have a lot.
Yeah. So we'll definitely talk about it next time. So we'll go ahead and end spoilers for Killing Bites now. All right, guys. So this is the part of the show where we intro the next anime we're going to watch. So you guys can watch along with us if you'd like. And the next anime we're going to watch is Valkyrie Drive Mermaid.
Yes! I take it back. King's Game's not the best one we've watched so far. It's Valkyrie Drive Mermaid.
So Valkyrie
Why?
Drive Mermaid.
What makes this one so good?
Valkyrie Drive
not
Mermaid is
good.
not good. It's kind of trashy because it's got kind of a bad story, generic characters, and the anime community has started to really hate fan service, and this is like 98% fan service. It's like 2% away from being hentai.
It's like if
Oh.
if King's Game was like, let's just kill teenagers and screw the plot. Valkyrie Drive Mermaid's like, let's just do fan service and screw the plot.
Yeah, so we're going to be watching Valkyrie Drive Mermaid, and
I mean, a little. It's got more plot than fucking King's Game.
and
right.
then we are going to be talking about episodes 7, 8, and 9 of Killing Bites.
Yeah, it's got more plot than King's Game, I think.
If you like what we do here, go ahead and subscribe. You can also follow us on our Twitters. I'm going to put our names down in the link below. I meant to mention this last podcast, did not. Big shout out to our buddy Gare, who made our new thumbnail. Not our thumbnail, new profile pic
He's a big burly boy,
of our
and I love him.
anime dumpster dive anime girl, who I have nicknamed, at least to me, when discussing it with Gare, as Trash Chan. Just because.
Trash chump. Yeah, the next episode's going to be amazing because Anthony is guaranteed going to fucking despise.
Oh,
this
guaranteed
anime.
trash. Guaranteed trash from Anthony.
He's not going to like Valkyrie
On this
Drive
episode?
Mermaid. No, you're not going to like Valkyrie Drive Mermaid. No way.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Love you.